All right, I think we're live. Hopefully. Hold on, give me just 1 second. All right, I had to make sure I had my one hitter in here. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Dave? All south to west, you can't be here today. I'm sorry, man. I think this is probably not going to be one of the better streams. Just get that out of the way up front. I have no idea what this show is, but I'll get into that in just a second. So we talked about Luke West taking his content down. So the Thorpe archive is down. It's privated. Luke's archive is privated. Currently loading, privated all their videos. So I think, and then I don't know if you guys know this or not either, but Jimmy's been dealing with a lot of problems too. They've been hitting his Ross Ali Boumaye account, and now he's getting he got at least one, maybe two strikes on James Edward Holden, the actual page. So I think tomorrow we just need to focus on we need to do another deep dive into Jimmy, just because he's like one of the few people who is like apparently like wants his content to be seen. So I feel like everybody else is like, no, don't look at our content. So like I think that's the best way to go. Driving home from Rhode Island. Wow, $570. Damn, dude. What's up, Ember? You're sitting on a what? Airplane? I can't see that, whatever that A word is. But yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll archive more of what we can for Jimmy's channels, and just in case God forbid, the worst should happen with that. But I think it just makes sense, right? To watch content of people who want their content to be seen, instead of worrying about shit that's already, the people that don't want you to see their content. This, however, today, that's tomorrow. Today, what's up, Russell Plunge? Today, we're looking at Twin Ports Paranormal. This is a public access show from like 5 years ago. Here's what made me want to look, and also I could not source all the episodes, but I think we have all but 3. So this is what kind of drew me into it, to be honest. This is the whole reason all this is happening. Look at this comment. This is an embarrassment to Duluth. All right. So yeah, I really don't know much about it other than that. Maybe you'll start a channel. You should. You're all you're pretty high drama. I feel like you do pretty well. Are you going to run your little routine now where you're like, I'm just an insignificant chatter, not a content creator? Oh, wow, Springfield, state capital. Nice. I wonder if they got the construction done. Last time I was there, they were doing a bunch of construction. Anyway, this is Twin Ports Paranormal. It's a Duluth, Minnesota public access television show about ghost hunting, all that kind of stuff. I really have no idea what to expect. I would like to watch all the episodes, not today, but over the course of like 2 or 3 streams. But if for some reason the show is just god awful, then we'll cut it after. We'll watch a few episodes of it, and if we're not feeling it, we can switch to something else for the end of the stream, and then, but hopefully it'll be something. All right, so here we go. Twin Ports Paranormal. This is episode 1. Raspberry Inn. Traumatic clothesline from gay IRS. That was a clothesline and a half, man. All right, Twin Ports Paranormal, episode 1, Raspberry Inn. If you're from Minnesota, maybe you can, is that right? Duluth, Minnesota? I don't know how spooky it's going to be.
Nobody there. Okay, we got something.
Is this an Xbox Connect? That's the thing in the thumbnail that got my attention too.
What is that? What is that? That we would hear.
I think it is a Connect.
Female voices up in this area. When you mentioned the female presence.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Main, and I'm here today with our guests for the premiere episode of Twin Ports Paranormal. I'm here with Harley Nowak, Steve Glarum, and Rick Dahl.
Rick
some of
Dahl
members
is the
Twin
king
Ports
of this
Paranormal,
show.
And we're going to talk about some of the adventures they've had in the area investigating hauntings. So, where do you guys want to start?
Well, I'll tell you, I started this group. I'll start when we started. We started 3 years ago today, almost today. And what got me going in this, I had an experience myself, 20 years ago. And back then,
Oh, south to west, if you're still here, I did a taste test this morning for an 83-gram sugar load cherry soda.
you didn't tell people, they didn't believe you, what have you.
Rick looks like
And
he definitely has.
Later,
She drives a
about
Subaru.
2004, something, the Ghost Adventures came on. And I was listening to some of the experiences people were having. It was exactly what I had.
So he saw the show Ghost whatever. What did he say? I'm sorry.
And listening to some of the 2004 something, the Ghost Adventures came on.
Okay,
And
so he's seeing like reality shows about ghosts, and he's like, I've experienced this. I too can be a ghost
I
hunter.
was listening to some of the experiences people were having. It was exactly what I had. And the Ghost Hunters. Was it Ghost Hunters?
19 teaspoons.
And
Crazy.
ever since then, I've just been, just fascinated with this stuff. And eventually, I wanted to put together a group myself, but it took many, many years to do it. Finally got the courage to do it, and I posted.
So in 2004, he saw Ghost Adventures and was like, okay, I want to do this. So it took him from 2004 until 2019
Posted it on Facebook. I said I'm going to
or
start.
2020.
A few
Yeah,
people I
2019.
knew who I wanted in my group.
So it took him 15 years to assemble this crack team that you see in front of you, including our weary buddies. He got a tat there. Yeah.
And I met Harley on Facebook. And
Very
I asked him
low
if he was
energy, yeah.
interested. He said, yeah. And we got together and we started to assemble it. We got the team assembled, and then we had our first case. I just want to tell you a little bit about
First
that.
case.
I didn't know at the time that Harley was an ordained minister, which was really neat. We had a case where I asked spirits if there was anything they want to tell me, and we had an obulus, and it said preacher, and so I got the preacher, and it said got 5 people up there. It was all in my group, and we asked, what is it that you want? And it said a blessing. And Harley did a blessing, did all that stuff, and next thing you know, that obulus went nuts. We got 4 names and a whole lot of other words, and we presented that to the client, and he told
Classic
us that
Grace
was his
Thorpe
mother, his
cough
father,
in the
and
middle
his
of a
uncle and
guy's
aunt.
sentence.
Oh my God.
And those words that were brought up also on the ovulus, only he knew what it was all about, So that's when I knew we had Harley. He was a preacher, and
That was
since
your first case.
that was our first case.
Wow.
And after that, I decided that
Remember, someone commented on this, like when it was first put up. This is an embarrassment to Duluth.
we wanted to go a little bit further. We wanted to start cleansing houses, since we had the minister and blessing and sealing and doing whatever we could to help the people. So Twin Ports Paranormal is about helping the people right now.
It's about helping
We
people.
don't profit from it. We don't look at, say it costs you so much to do this. It's something that we do as what we feel is what we can give to
Yeah.
the community.
Yep.
So when you guys get a call from somebody, what do they typically, or if they reach out on Facebook or whatever, what do they typically say to you? The kind of problems they're having. What leads people to call you?
It looks like at least 2 of them have the branded shirts on too. It's me. Did they? Oh, okay, maybe Twin Ports Paranormal is also the name of their organization. I thought it was just the name of the show, but maybe it's actually the name of their group, because it looks like that's what it says, like TPP.
Well, a few of them, they'll bring up, they're experiencing things in the house. Things are moving.
Look at this guy. What's his story?
They're actually afraid.
And the Andrew Tate
in
of
a couple
Duluth.
cases where their children are being tormented by spirit, and that's the part where when we come in and I tell them, what we're going to find out what's going on. We'll see what we can do, and at the end,
I was so like looking at the top, I didn't even notice. But look, they got like they put up this sheet in the background, but it doesn't come all the way down. That's really throwing me off now. It's like all I
Like I
can
said,
see.
what we do is we stay with the client. You know, we will do the cleansing, we'll do the blessings, we'll do this stuff. And the best thing that we get out of it is, you know, I'll get a comment down the road on Facebook or in my messenger, you know, just saying, you know, God bless you guys. You know, my daughter now can sleep in her room, you know, and stuff like that. That's what's satisfying to me is
Oh,
how we
yeah,
help the people.
sure.
But that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They're experiencing activity in their homes, and they're not sure what it is, and if it's involving the family, you know, that's where we come into and try to help them out through that.
And we've had everything from couples who are affected in their house,
Yep.
where they were fine
This is from May of 2019.
outside of the house, but when they got into the house, they were at each other's throats. We've had children, we've had sounds, we've had movement, we've had smells, that kind of stuff.
We've had smells. What's up? What's up, Jeremy? Listen, we've had smells.
Is reported to
What's
us
this
when
host's
people are
name?
calling, and that's what we're interested in.
Victoria.
And the fun thing about that too, Steve, is like at the like in Hibbing when we went up there was somebody said they had smelt a cigar. We went to this regional area. There's no smoking there for years, but when you're in that area, it's like somebody smoking this cigar and you're walking right through the odor.
Yeah.
So that's still there.
And that was that at the
That was-
Masonic,
yes.
the Masonic Lodge in Hibbing, which is actually
So the Masonic Lodge in Hibbing, maybe we'll get an episode on that later. Apparently, if you walk in a Masonic Lodge, it smells like this Masonic Lodge. It smells like ghost cigar smoking.
going to be our second episode.
Do you think they
on the
gave
show.
it the
And there's some really
Bill
cool
Clinton
stuff in that
treatment?
investigation. But right now, maybe tell us a little bit about the show or the place that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about the Raspberry Inn, which is located in Superior, Wisconsin. the house was
Raspberry
known as the
Inn.
Raspberry in the late 90s as a bed and breakfast. It was purchased in 2017 by Brandon and
It
Jasmine
looks like
Rayano.
the first thing I thought when I saw it, is that they bought this off of like Craigslist and it said like table, good condition, mix and match chairs.
from Minneapolis. The house was believed to have been constructed in 1901 for a New Yorker named Henry L. DeForest.
Man, old boy is burning a hole into the camera. Look at the Andrew Tate guy. He is just glaring at the
Henry stayed there,
camera.
purchased in 2017 by Brandon and Jasmine Rayano from Minneapolis.
What's up, Izzy?
The house was believed to have been constructed in 1901.
Oh, it looks
for a
like
New
it
Yorker
looks
named-
like the other three all kind of match, maybe. Just not. Victoria had to. She's the host. She needs a more comfortable chair. She gets a nice padded chair.
named Henry L. DeForest.
Look at old boy staring at the
Henry
camera.
stayed
What
there
the
for
fuck?
a few years and went back. Him and his wife went back to New York and sold the house to Peter Einman in 1905. Peter was a well-established businessman. He was a Freemason. He was in business with the Twoley Einman Mercantile Company. Mercantile, I believe.
Why does he do that?
Huge chain of groceries, butter, anything come in. Well-respected man. He saved people's lives in the big fire. Him and two other men went up. And they rode their
I don't
cars on- their
understand
car-
it.
their
Like if
car
I
flat-
was there, the last place I would look would be the camera, unless I'm addressing the people at home. Like most people, I think, are like that. They might make unintentional or like reflexive eye contact with the camera, but typically they'd be trying not to look at the camera. And like this guy is just glaring right down the barrel, man.
Black tires to save people in Hermantown from the big fire. Severely burned. Came back. Like I said, well recognized, well respected. The house itself
Victoria's
was
asleep.
built probably at the time most modern luxuries available. We're talking gas lamps, electricity, water. It's got 7 fireplaces in it, and at the time when the house was in use, had numerous wood stoves in it. So it was built to last. And of course, it's still standing today. Servant quarter bell ringers, electronics. They'd be in the dining room, and they would press a button on the floor, and they'd get a ring. And of course, they had 4 servants there through their time. We're talking about going in a little more of the raspberry in the future on a second show, and we.
Oh, great! There's a second episode
of
about the
what
raspberry
revolves
Inn.
around that. But the Reguliano family, they're working on it, and they're trying to make it, theirs.
So they're working to renovate the house. I understand.
If Daninsky was here, he would call this a softball interview.
How did you connect with them?
Well, one of our members, Ron Thompson, who isn't here right now, he worked on the furnace of that place a number of years ago, and he heard stories of neighbors would say that they'd see somebody standing in the upstairs window, third floor window. So he's seen as somebody.
We've had conversations about like people's motivations, which is one of the main things I like about the Boit, is trying to put together like what the content creator hopes to gain, or who they think their audience is, or what their motivation is for making content that maybe a lot of people would look at and be like, why this is an unusual choice for content. All Eric McHenry has to do is just turn his camera on. But like, these people went down to a television station. Like, I think there were 16 episodes. I've got 13 of them. But like, they actually went down to a television station and like did all this. It probably was a little bit of work to get everything set up and it was certainly more work than just turning your camera on. So like the motive, I guess here, maybe they're hoping to get more cases or whatever, but I mean, the people of Duluth didn't seem to respond too well.
He was over there one day and he drove around, he walked up there and he met Jasmine and Brandon. And he said, I worked
What's
on
up,
a furnace
Daninsky?
20 years ago. And then he got to meet and
Victoria,
hear what was going on
Maine.
in the house, because they were telling him, that there's some strange stuff going on here. And he says, well, how would you like us to investigate this? And he says, oh, absolutely. So there we were.
Okay. So you guys.
How would you like us to investigate this? Could you give me a quick look at what you have as far as like your investigation? Well, we have an Xbox Connect.
So that when did you go to the Raspberry Inn the first time?
I know it's killing me.
It was
The sheet not being far down enough.
2018.
18, yeah.
Okay.
2018. It was summer.
Okay.
What do you think about Duluth's
And
Andrew Tate?
What was your
Daninsky?
initial
The
experience
guy
like when
in
you
the
first got there? How did the place feel to you?
It hit you.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, some people get scared. Myself, I walk in and something hits me in the face when I walk in, and either that or ear chills or whatever hits me, I automatically just excite.
Well, for a house that has
So most people will walk in, and when they're smacked in the face, they're scared. But much like Tony Atlas, when he gets hit in the face, this guy gets bricked up.
at the time had no power and all that stuff, and we walked in using the K2 meter and the Mel meters and stuff like that. And when we walked in through that door, our meters would spike out.
By the way, just for a little bit of context, this is where Brad Housebrook performed his Christmas songs.
And you could just
Brad Housebrook was an offshoot because of Twin Ports Paranormal. That's the only reason I found him.
feel like your hair stood up.
And there's no power going
and
to the
there's
house at all.
no power at the moment, and so there's nothing there to set
And what
it
he's
off.
referring to by the K2 and the millimeter.
He's like, what is gay? What is straight?
So it takes electricity to cause those to activate. And when we're talking about the energy levels in that house, a normal spike on a millimeter, which is normally a 0.08 or a 0.1, we're
Duluth
talking
Tate has seen some
60s
shit.
and 70s. We're not talking small numbers. We're talking through the roof. The energy was thick.
Yeah.
It's made all the hair stand up on you. It was absolutely
A bald
just
guy just said that.
magnetic in there. And for us, that's our dream come true.
Yeah.
So that was the very first time you walked in the door before you really had everything set up and
Oh, absolutely.
By the time we were in there for an investigation, they had power, so we could set everything up and
And
cameras on each
they
floor.
hooked up an extension cord to a box downstairs. They had the power hooked up, so we were able to get electricity in there to set up our cameras.
okay.
Oh boy,
So,
what a lot of unnecessary information. I love it.
So we've got a clip here that we're going to show in a minute. So maybe you could give us a little bit of background on
Oh, okay.
what's happening in this first clip.
I'll leave that up to Steve.
Okay, so good. So we're going to get it broken. I thought that when I did the thumbnail, I saw that they were showing a clip, but I thought maybe it was like a still photo or something.
I'll start it off though, but we were upstairs, myself, Steve, and Sammy is like a medium that we use. And,
She's our son.
Sammy is a medium.
and Steve
Okay.
and Sammy, they work good together. And we're
Steve
upstairs
Delirium.
And of course, all
This
the,
is Harley
the
Nowag, right?
K2
No, he's
meters
Rick
and the
Dahl.
meters are going up.
This
We're
is
feeling all
Harley
kinds of
Nowag.
stuff. But I'll let Steve.
No Wag
Yeah,
November.
Sammy and I work really well together, and we feed off each other.
Oh, Harley is also the what's his name, right? The he's the ordained minister.
And we were coming down the stairs, and Sammy heard a voice, and at first she thought it said Perry
Or Harry.
or Harry,
Yeah, Harry.
and none of
He actually said no hair to this guy.
us had really heard it. So then, as we went down, she was saying, "Yeah, I heard Perry, clear as day."
Perry.
And then when we went to review it, we'll let you guys try to figure out what it says, and we'll let you know when that part's over. But
Well, this is good because Jim and I, we were listening to this EVP
Gemini, the old tag team.
earlier, and Jim, where I think the EVP is not the same place where Jim thinks the EVP is.
Okay.
Because of course you can also hear like breathing, which is like Steve.
You got to realize too, this audio was picked up on the handheld camera.
Okay.
Not even a
Not even-
regular
Not even a
tape.
digital
Yeah,
recorder.
not even digital recording.
So,
It was picked up right on
so
the camera.
Jim and I think this would be a good time for us to make a small wager here, Jim and I, to see
Jim and I.
who actually.
Oh, remember how we talked about how I kept pointing out that Jedi Joy had the right to sit on the American flag, but she was sitting on a towel? She did a big disclaimer last night before she sat on the towel, making sure everyone knew that it was not a flag.
Heard where the actual EVP is. So, can we play that clip? Clip number 1. Can we play that?
we're coming down the stairs from the 3rd floor.
Leslie is the best. Go right here.
Did you guys hear that?
This way. What'd you hear?
Oh, there's the medium, Sammy.
The name Harry?
Yeah, Harry.
Is this lady a lesbian? I don't know. She's got her and Jim have
Crazy
something
because
going on.
this is the area that we hear.
Well, that
voices.
camouflage is doing a great job of making it so we can't
Was
see
this the
Sammy.
level we were on when we said he said where are you? And we heard up, or was that the next? I think it was this one. It was this one.
A box advocate. Jim and I
Okay.
had discussed this.
Okay, so where exactly in there?
Look at this
Well,
guy
I mean,
here. He thinks he is absolutely filmed like definitive proof of the supernatural.
I know what I think. Where I think it was Harry.
Yeah.
But that was.
Well,
it was, like,
lesbian or
right
not, it's me.
after-
Can we agree? She's got some heavies.
Right after I heard, like, you could hear a step, and you could hear like your breathing, perhaps, and then I heard Harry, like a whisper like that.
Yeah, that's
Ruby.
And it
what
was
it was.
about 10 seconds into that clip, and the camera actually viewed down the stairs, was right at the end of the stairs, and was veering back up when you could hear it, and it lasted about 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Then Sammy comes into focus, and she says, "I heard Harry."
yeah, it was really long, kind of drawn. I was like,
And the thing about it was we didn't know the names of the children,
Right.
of Peter's children
Saggy
at the
sea
time.
cuppers.
Later, we got information that he did have a son named Perry,
okay,
and Perry did live in the house later
Sounds like Sammy got it wrong then.
when his father passed. So it's
That's why I believe
Duluth
it
Heavy
really
Hangers
said Perry.
represent.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like Harry, but I think it said Perry.
I'm assuming
Okay.
that they have merch. I mean, they're wearing it. There is still a Duluth area ghost thing. I think they have a channel of their own as well that's not like a TV show.
well
And
that's
if you
interesting.
listen to the clip, you can hear the P more pronunciated
Bullshit.
than you
Harley.
do Harry, but her initial instinct was Harry.
Sure,
It is. It's just
And
Stevie
she's
whispering.
you said she's kind of a sensitive.
Yes.
She's our psychic medium.
And
I
does
can't
she-
believe he got
does
such a
she often,
pass. That's like one of the.
she'll-
That's one of the. Especially for Halloween, that should be like a Halloween special. the investigating Whispergate. Can we get Stevie under infrared lighting and in front of an Xbox Connect camera
Hear stuff that you guys.
while he
Oh, yeah.
whispers?
Oh, yes.
Here's
She'll
things
see
that-
things, she'll
Yeah,
hear things.
she'll feel things. She'll. One particular instance, she felt like a girl was pulled around the corner and
Yeah.
someone on the floor in the basement.
Like, I don't have an issue if someone was like, hey, do you want to go out to a cemetery or a creepy house or whatever? Like, I would totally go. But, like, I would not want to be part of the, like, I wouldn't want to take it I would just want to go and have fun, you know? I wouldn't want to actually be like, oh my God, I think I just heard something. Like, get real.
Which is later in a different.
Later in the
Well, I would like to go to an abandoned home or something, but with some people, but then not tell them that I had advertised like free refreshments at the address at the local homeless shelters, and then have the refreshments start like an hour after we get there. So we're at like this abandoned creepy house, and just like homeless people start pouring in.
But she actually, in that house on the top floor, she said, I smell a fire. And later on, it was discovered there had been a fire on that top floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we looked up in the attic, and all the joists were all burnt, but there's no record on it.
Yeah.
There's
This
no
guy's kind of like Duluth's Martin Cove. Remember the guy that trained Johnny in Karate Kid?
record of it.
Really?
And you couldn't.
In any papers or anything.
We couldn't. The rest of us couldn't smell it when we went up there. We didn't know there was a fire pit until Brandon went up and popped the attic door, and he's seen how charred it was. So
she actually smelled.
She actually smelled the fire.
Yeah, and she talked
didn't
about
know
there was
thing
a
about
fire.
it.
A biblical
some fire
experience.
here, you know. But there was nothing in any record of any fire.
Huh.
But
I mean, isn't it just kind of creepy in general just to be there? Like, isn't that enough? Like, isn't that what you people really want from that experience, is to feel like something's happening? Like, you could do that just by do a bunch of drugs in an abandoned home
There's
or get
evidence
drunk
of
or
it.
something.
Okay.
by looking up in the attic.
And Brandon's the owner?
Yes.
Okay. So our second clip here is really wacky. That's the one where you've
Duluth
got what's
Crease.
the thing called that shows the little figures?
SLS.
SLS. You had the
A
SLS
fire does not exist in this attic, does it?
camera. And Harley is standing next to this other thing that appears on the SLS camera.
I do have a tendency to like to play with those, to try and get movement or see if they'll deflect themselves away from or move away
I think
from me.
Lawler would have booked these
And
guys in
I
Memphis.
really do enjoy it, but there's sometimes they don't move.
Yeah.
Well, this one kind of does. And so where in the house are you for this? Let's just give a little background on this clip. Like,
That was on the third floor, wasn't it?
Yeah, third floor. And again, we were walking
It's
around
a,
with
it's
the
a
SLS
whack.
camera,
Imagine their feelings when
and
she said it's a wacky
I think that's
clip.
the first time we actually caught something, was that one. And we have other clips that
So-
maybe in the future we can show.
Is that how these people felt whenever she said we've got a wacky clip coming up? Do you think that's how some people feel when I show like a clip of them talking about like how it's over for them, but I'm like presenting it like Kino?
yeah, and maybe explain to people a little bit what
Yeah.
the SLS camera means and what it does.
Yes, yeah, we'll do that. But this one here, though, Harley, was up there and this thing appeared. I'd say show that clip.
The bald
Harley,
guy is
tell a
Harley,
little bit
right?
about it.
Rick Dahl
Dahl.
is the guy
That's
who
clip
looks
two.
like he could be
Roll right
like the
into it.
mechanic
Okay.
in a reboot of the Dukes of
Go to
Hazzard.
Clip number 2.
Walking in front of this thing.
In front of here?
Yeah, go in front of the whole
Right
camera.
here?
Right there. Okay, go in the camera. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Wonder if it'll pick you up. It's not picking you up. You're in the picture. It's like it's on your back.
It's really amazing. I got a little tingling going on.
It's like it's on your back.
Yeah.
here? Are you messing with me? The preacher or God? You wouldn't be messing with me.
What do you feel? Anything?
Major tingling. Not
No,
pleased
it got
with
you
you.
now. Now you're in it. But it was like touching your back of your neck.
That's
Shorter figures, Harley.
Wouldn't I mean, gosh, man, I'm not trying to be mean, but wouldn't you feel like a fucking fool doing this? Like, everybody in there knows that nothing is happening.
Notice the height
Yeah.
on that spirit.
Apparently, it's like his head is level with the
wrong?
ceiling. And
Yeah, but he's,
Look at this
he's-
guy sitting
but he's
down.
outside. He's closer to us.
Yeah, I could feel
Let me
him.
back up so Hurley stays in this picture.
Okay, so are you
The
Peter?
Hulk Hogan Fu Manchu.
This is
Speak
fine.
into this thing here.
It's like bending over him.
In the Lord's name,
Oh,
who are you? Me something I wouldn't want to hear.
In the Lord's name, who are you?
Something we can't play on TV.
Like,
Yeah.
I get wanting to have the haunted house experience, and we've talked about it a bunch of times, but, like, that's how I view going to wrestling. Like, I know what's going on, but, like, I want to believe that it's real for a little while, but I don't want to conduct scientific experiments while I'm watching it. I want to feel like I'm watching these two guys, you know, go to war with each other, and I want to feel like there could be a killer clown in the basement or something, but I don't want to, like, I don't want to work myself in the process. You know what I mean?
Your name. Commanding you in the name of Jesus. Give me your name.
The way that thing leans over you is really.
This guy is praying to God to help him against this ghost, and this woman introduces it as a wacky clip.
It's amazing that, you know, normally we've got other films that we've done, and whenever they look at somebody, it seems like you've got a straight thing. If they're standing straight or looking ahead, you see the head is straight. As soon as they're turning to somebody, it drops 90 degrees and it pitches or down, and it's kind of freaky, but it's fun.
It does look freaky when you look
Yeah.
at it. Where it kind of bends over you, and it looks like it's yelling at you.
Right.
It literally looks like it's bent over, screaming at you. So, what did you feel when this?
So we're to believe, just so I understand this, we're to believe that the tall figure that was leaning over was none of them.
Thing was.
I felt like every hair on my body was standing up. I could feel.
Sorry.
I could feel it. My eyes were just a little blur there, like I was stepping into something.
So is it true that the hairs stand up all over you when there's something around?
Yes, if you take someone into a creepy place at night with the presumption that it's haunted, of course, just like in general, you're in a place you're not supposed to be, like, your hair could be standing up on end because there could be a meth head in the basement that's about to, like, pop out and, you know, axe you or something.
Because I've always wondered if that's true. I see it on the ghost shows all the time.
Well, that and the cold spots.
Chair humping
That and the
Ghostbuster,
chills
wow.
that you get, you know, yeah, it's for real.
And you guys have devices that measure the temperature too,
Yes.
so you can
Yes.
see when it, even if you couldn't feel it.
What
you
am I
could-
supposed to
you'd
do
be
with
able to see it.
$5,
We've seen
Jeremy? That doesn't even
10
buy a
degree
beer.
differences. Would be
Remember that
walk into a
classic
room that's
EFD
72
ramp?
degrees, and all of a sudden you walk into one spot for 2 feet, and it'll drop down to 63, and you step forward again, and it goes back up again. It's like you just walk into something that's just cold. And how else can you explain it but having a lot of the investigators have that feeling of cold spot, saying that, you know, when a spirit comes in a room, sometimes they can see
Like,
their
they're
breath or
legitimately
whatever.
trying to say that they have footage of this mysterious ghost creature. Like, we're in episode 1, and they're already basically saying, like, they've proven the supernatural.
So have you guys ever had an experience where you actually got so scared that you like bolted out of the room? Has that
No,
ever
because I have
happened?
the shield of Jesus Christ.
Not for me. The crazy part about it is I tend to want to stay there and find out what's going on. For instance, that we had that rose room in the Raspberry. Something with that room.
Yeah.
Every time I walked in that room, you know, I mean, I totally felt something.
So there's a rose room at the Raspberry Inn. That's kind of neat.
I felt like I was being energized. All the hair would stand up, and I'd tell these guys.
He looked
you know,
like
I'd say,
Yehu
"Do you
Sirius.
feel that? You know,
That's his room.
And
It's his favorite.
it just affected me.
And he
every
felt
single time.
positive in that room. He
Yeah, I
felt
felt
like it was a
good.
positive energy.
I feel positive
When
in this
I
room.
walked in that room, I felt very oppressed, very heavy, feeling like I was not welcome there.
So you guys
That was
can
the
respond
matriarchy
differently
holding
even
you
in the same
down.
room.
Oh, absolutely.
That's pretty wacky.
With me, it's the basement of that building. I get affected by what's gone on. I can't say for sure, and I don't want to. I wouldn't put money
Poorly
in the bank on it, but
insulated.
we had the dowsing rods downstairs, and we are finding areas that
But that
actually marked out as graves.
As long as they're
That
not
actually
charging
goes with the next
people
one.
money,
That'll
like,
go on
I
the next
agree.
little
It's just
show
kind
on
of
the
a
raspberry.
So the dowsing rods sort
ridiculous
of,
thing,
tell
but
me-
a lot
tell
of
me-
people
tell
like
us a
this
little bit
prey
about the dowsing
on
rods. So-
people.
A lot of people that
I'm not
use
saying
their
they
body's
do, 'cause they said they don't charge.
to find things. You could use dowsing rods like a metal detector, or if you walk into a cemetery, you can actually gauge the length and width of the graves and the uniformity. And I learned this. I'm fourth generation, so I've learned this stuff along the way. And I really want all these guys to do it too, because it's fun. You could find so much. You could throw a quarter out and walk out there, and if you know how to use them, you'll find the quarter. If you find it's in
But
the
what's
grass or
really
something.
interesting is how it picks up the bodies in the ground. I mean, I actually got to sample it at a place
Sample
where
it?
the graves were, and it marks them perfectly. You know, it'll be like 3 foot one way, and then the length.
So
And-
the rods, what is it? The rods cross.
They'll cross once you're over that.
Me and
And
Gary
once you
crossed
get
our
away from
streams.
it,
What's
it'll
up,
open.
Rum Chat?
And so when you're walking in one direction and you're going one,
I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding this. So he's at a cemetery, right? Which is where you would expect to find people buried. And he's surprised that his dowsing rod would lead him to a grave in a cemetery. I don't understand.
2, 3, counting your feet, then it opens up again. And if you then go the
Okay.
length of it, it'll stay closed almost the length of a coffin or a body.
Right.
And then open again. And it's accurate. I've sampled it in with the cemeteries. It's amazing how that works. So when this happens in a place, it makes us wonder, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's
no.
what's under the ground there?
And I
Rapid
just like to
weight
throw it
loss?
out. The dowsing rods are very primal. They've been used for years and years
Oh
and years.
yeah, yeah.
Are people
But
allowed to
everything
say
that we
gypsy
use
anymore?
To investigate.
I think it's weird that, and I mean, I understand it's like, you know, it's used to describe a ethnicity or whatever, but I think of it, when I think of that, I think of it as a profession. I don't really think of the person's like heritage or their color or anything like that. When I think of gypsy, I think of it as like as a profession.
are all equipment that was used for some other purpose. The meter was actually almost like a stud finder. It was a way to look
Did it
for
find Rick
uninsulated
Dahl?
wires and walls
Oh,
used
okay.
by electricians. The SLS camera, which is a structured light sensor, many of you are probably familiar with the Xbox Kinect. That's
There you
exactly
go.
what it is. It's an Xbox Kinect camera that people were using
Your
to play
fourth
games,
generation,
and
too.
all of a sudden an extra spirit or extra person would show up.
What is he, fourth
kidding me?
generation of
No.
Ghost Hunter?
That's why it's not on the market today. But you can still find Xbox Kinect cameras, and why it's not on the market, person would show up. Using to play games, and all of a sudden an extra spirit or extra person.
Listen to this guy saying that the reason they took Connect off the market was because it was showing ghosts. Brother, that was a movie. It was a paranormal activity movie. This is a grown-ass man sitting here telling people that the Kinect got taken off the market, that Microsoft was like, oh my God, we found a device that finally definitively proves that ghosts are real. We have to hide this immediately. Like, get real, dude.
Would show up.
Are you kidding me?
No. That's why it's not on
She
the
doesn't
market
want,
today.
she's like, she doesn't need a
But we
stud
can still
finder.
find Xbox Kinect cameras, and you can use them for paranormal investigating.
Oh, that's too it. So people were playing a game on their Xbox.
That could
And
have been
like-
a possibility, yes. That
An extra figure would appear.
And they would report to the company saying there was a glitch with it. And they said, yes, there's probably a glitch with it, only to find out that it's been used in paranormal investigations as well. And
Listen. Okay, I can tell you from firsthand experience, the Kinect was, for gaming purposes, highly reliable. It didn't read very well. It didn't track super well. It would definitely pick up stuff, but it wasn't. They act like it was like it's just scientific proof that it was like picking up ghosts, which is inaccurate. Nobody bought it. Nobody wanted to actually move around while they played a video game. Like, I think the only reason it stayed around as long as it did was because of like Just Dance. I think that game and like other like similar dancing games, but I mean, it was a really glitchy I don't want to say buggy, but like it was just not a reliable input device.
can pick up.
I think its main legacy was that like refined versions of that tech that was built upon ended up being used as part of like in the surgery process, like as part of like surgery training or something like that.
Energies.
Wow. So
Maybe
tell
got
us about
high
you're
and
in
saw
the
a figure.
basement
That could be
and you
true.
take the dowsing rods down there, right?
okay. I
Do you
told
think this
Rick
guy gets high though?
that I needed to go down and see what was going on. It just didn't feel right in the basement, so I took dowsing rods. In the rooms that I went into, I discovered a 3x6 in the floor, what I call a carbon footprint. I hate to say it. I don't want to deal with the people that don't want to leave the carbon footprint, because if you die and you're in the ground, body's got carbon, metal's got carbon.
So this guy's worried he's going to get canceled by the carbon footprint community.
Your imprint. And that's what you're picking up with the dowsing ground. I don't want to deal with the six in the floor, what I call a carbon footprint. I hate to say it. I don't want to deal with the people that don't want to leave the carbon footprint, because if you die and you're in the ground, body's got carbon, metal's got carbon, you're leaving your imprint. And that's what you're picking up with the dowsing rods. But they were in particular angles. It was like, okay, if somebody got pulled in down here, they just dug there. And
Are you talking about the
off in
like
one particular angle.
OG
You go to the
Ghostbusters?
next
Was that the
room,
Ghost
and
Chasers?
It's on another angle. It's basically 45
They had like the
degrees in room.
monkey or like gorilla or
And the
something.
third one is the same way. When you walk around between a doorway, you walk over. It's just right there, another angle. It's like, just bury it there. There's only one that runs parallel to the
I should
wall
go
of the
to
first
a
one we found.
cemetery for
And
Halloween,
that's
but
where
I'd
we
have to
found
find
the
somebody to go
yoke
with me.
So you took the dowsing rods down into the clip we're going to see is you took the dowsing rods down into the basement of the Raspberry Inn.
This was the day before the dowsing rod.
Yeah, but this is the day before. Actually,
okay.
what he summed up is what is after the fact. We
I
went
gotcha.
down.
A dog.
We went down with the
What was the
SLS.
ghost show
Okay.
with the
Yeah.
And
monkey?
we
Do you remember
captured
that
a
one? It was like a
figure.
big gorilla
Okay,
or
well,
something,
let's
orangutan.
go to that third clip and kind of tell us what you're talking about here.
Sure, footprint.
Wait, stop.
It's on the ground.
Oh my God, we're seeing a man
The
swimming.
is on the ground, wherever that spot is. That's the side, right?
Yeah. What is it?
Because there's a bucket of stuff in the middle of the floor.
Well,
I see the bucket over there.
Yep, that was
Okay,
there.
it's over there.
Yeah.
But this thing was right here. So it would have been, where's the bucket over there?
right there,
So it'd be right here.
right where the spot would be.
Yeah.
You'd realize it's pitch black down there.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing where I'm pointing.
Yeah. So later on, then, I mean, you
Get
see
Bethadone
this
to go?
figure
She
on
would
the
probably
SLS
go.
camera down on the floor. But then later on, you saw, or was it before that, that you saw something else?
Oh, it was
in the-
actually
in the
called
spot?
Ghostbusters?
Like a silhouette, a moisture
A,
silhouette.
a ghost
of a body
detecting orangutan, something
curled
like
and
that.
laying flat, and there was down below where you could see like the legs had come up. It actually
The movie, though, they made Paranormal Activity, whatever the sequel was that used the Connect as the main part of the story. That was actually kind of neat the way they did it. It was pretty entertaining.
if you look at the image, it
I
really
like
looks
those
somebody
movies,
just
especially at
put
the
in there.
theater.
And down below, there's another portion where it showed on the SLS that there's something there as well.
Wow.
So we don't know exactly what the situation is.
I miss that. Like, I don't know. I've been to I haven't been for a long time, but whenever I was still going to the movies, like, people were really tapered off on like being wild during horror movies. I remember back when like Freddy versus Jason came out, it was like near riot levels inside the theater.
This point in time,
I
we even
miss
talk to
that.
people about if they go down there, dig that place up.
But
are
like
they
in a
gonna be able
good
to find
way.
out if that's an absolute fact that they had somebody buried down there.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 1900s, early 1900s, Superior was like a Wild West town. So it was like every place else.
So you never know.
Guy, I love
Back
guy
in
in
the
gorilla,
1800s,
guy in gorilla
families-
suit
there weren't
content.
cemeteries, so families would bury their people in their yard. Well, the massive size of the Raspberry, there isn't really a yard.
I wish
So
I
they may
had
have
one.
used
I
the
used to have a
basement
gorilla
bury
suit.
Which
their
was
loved
strictly
ones.
dirt
Dirt
floor.
floor.
So, and later on, we're going to have another
There's a movie I
episode,
wanna make, but I
about
need a
another
gorilla suit
second
for it.
investigation of the Raspberry. But our
Do I still have a
second
VCR? Oh,
episode, of this show
I
will
think so.
be next time. We'll be going with you guys, basically showing what happened up at the Hibbing Masonic Lodge. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll come back for
The
our second
Minecraft movie?
episode.
Well, that's different. That's like little kids. Kid movies are always crazy.
When the guys go to the Hibbing Masonic Lodge, I've seen some of the footage. It's pretty amazing. So we'll see you next time.
Like, I remember when in Freddy versus Jason, it's like seared into my memory. There's a black girl in that movie, and Freddy makes a comment about, he calls her, like, he like licks his blades, and he calls her, he says like that he likes dark meat. And like so many people in the audience were like just so like, they were so into the movie and they were so pissed off by that, and they were like standing up and like yelling at the movie screen. It was great. Look how Twin Ports Paranormal has like its own little pecking order. Rick Dahl is the founder / investigator. Now, how can you have a co-founder and then a founder? Don't you have to both be co-founders? And then this guy, he gets no founder status at all. Oh, here we go. We were just talking in the last episode about the Hibbing Masonic Lodge. Remember where it smelled like a cigarette? It smelled like someone was smoking a cigar. That's what's in episode 2.
Nobody there. Nobody there. Nobody there.
Isn't it a compliment? What Freddy Krueger said?
Okay, we got something there. What is that? What is that? That we would hear female voices up in this area.
Hi, everybody. Here we are, second episode of Twin Ports Paranormal. We've
Oh,
the
wow.
guys with us, Harley, Steve, and Rick. And today we have a special guest from the location that we're going to discuss today, and that is Marty Gensler. He is the senior warden for the...
Hey, man, can you make me one of them shirts, man, that says hunting ghosts? I don't want no G on there, though. It just slows me down.
The Hibbing Masonic
Hunting
Lodge.
ghosts.
And he's going to give us some background on the building before we start.
He's got his
So
hunting
take it away,
ghosts,
Marty.
all of his attire
I
on.
can do that.
By the way, the trees, great. This is a nice set. It's a little bit of an improvement because the thing, it seems like it comes down further. And I don't know, I feel like the video quality is better too. And then I like the fact that they have like matching chairs now presenting to the camera.
The Masonic Lodge in Hibbing is about a 100-year-old building. Been a lot of people through there over the years. In the 50s, we actually had about 1,000 members in that place. And it's just been a bed of activity that since I've joined, since I've been involved in the building.
Man, the
And
Masons are
we've had a
really
lot of
washing out big
reports
time.
from different guys about smells, about things they've seen, and noises in the building.
Listen, we're having trouble getting members in, but we want to let everybody know that if you come down, there are many smells down at the Masonic Lodge.
And lights being on and off at different times of the night.
To the point we've had to
A lot of
hire
crazy
investigators.
stuff over the years. So it was, as soon as I started experiencing some of the stuff myself, I thought, you know what? I'm going to find some guys to come up here and do some investigating and see what we can find. So that was pretty much where we ended up doing this.
Do you think it's kind of... Isn't it almost kind of jarring to have a group of people who just sit around and like talk politely and let each other speak? Like there's no drama, so at least so far with the Twin Ports Paranormal crew. It's just kind of weird. Like I feel like I'm always waiting for like the emotional unleashing or like a tone shift or something, and it's like these people are just like regular people, so it's probably not going to happen.
And you found Twin Ports Paranormal. Now,
did, yes.
you guys went
Supernatural
up and did a
smells.
little pre-investigation before the investigation to kind of get the lay of the land.
Menard
So,
tree.
can you guys talk about that a little
Please sit down
Yeah,
to the
that
Menard tree to learn.
Myself, Harley,
Pig
Ron,
eater,
and
pig
Steve,
worshiper.
went there, and we brought
I still think the best line of the entire King's arc is whenever Ben is trying to like sweet talk Menard to come back, and he's like, "Listen, Menard, don't let this pig come between us."
our recorders. We just brought our recorders and cameras and
Who, this
stuff
guy?
like that.
No.
But, we were in what do you call that main room, that big lodge.
Lodge room.
Lodge. We were in there, and Harley walks up to.
Can you imagine I bring this guy in and he's snooping around the arena looking for ghosts on my dime?
One of these main chairs, and there's this pedestal there, and he puts his tape recorder on there. And
He's looking for the
Trying to think
ghost
of-
of Mitsuhara Masawa
After
while
that-
we're trying to get Jimmy over.
how do you do? You put it down, walked away, started talking a little bit, went right back up and
Discussing,
picked it up again, and twice we heard something in
Okay.
the recorder, and we'll let
So
you hear that.
that's actually our first clip that we've got, and it's what you heard when you put the mic.
Well, I like this
when
like
you
kind of a
put
fun
the
look
recorder
here
down
for
next to this
Victoria.
large
Is this
chair.
Luke's Victoria?
And again, when you picked it up to move it.
Correct.
So,
Can you imagine if this
we
is
can
the
go
woman
ahead
that
and
broke
roll
Luke
that
West,
first EVP
and then he turned her lesbian?
whenever we're operational here.
Who sits here?
Actually, that's Marty's spot now.
Okay, and this position is
The senior warden.
senior warden.
Wow.
Senior warden. The senior warden.
Senior warden.
The senior warden.
Senior warden.
He's like that fat buffoon in Roadhouse. There you go.
Senior warden.
So you actually
I mean, listen. Oh man, I don't. Look at this. If somebody brought that to me, I would just be like, "So what? What? Who cares? Like, big deal."
hear the word bow twice. You hear
Bow.
it right after Harley says senior
Bow.
warden, right?
What's up,
And
Laughing
then you hear
Cedar?
it again at the end where it says bow. When
Laughing Cedar, you're missing it. You need to be here on Fridays. Robert Fuller, the Tennessee stud, is in. The biggest dick in wrestling.
you pick up your recorder.
Yes, well, you could hear, you could actually hear the plastic, you know.
Everyone
lifted
keeps
up, kind of
commenting on
balls
how
that
Laughing
little
Cedar is
pedestal
really
thing.
missing out.
And then
Bow.
It said bow again. It's like, well, we didn't really know until afterwards when we analyzed the digital.
So you didn't hear that with your ears at the time.
No.
Interesting.
No, and what is
And
that
we
chair?
were standing right there. We were 3 feet away from it.
And-
That's my chair. That's
In the history of that chair, I mean,
We
back
need
in
to
the
start
day, it's
listening
what
to
that-
all the Thorpe streams
It's-
like that.
without going into a lot of detail.
Listening
on it,
for
which I can't,
people saying bow.
Years and years ago, probably 50, 60 years ago, that specific chair was used as we'll just call it a seat for a guy that played a king. So when you approached him through whatever program they were putting on in there, you were supposed to bow when you came
Why is he so averse to saying the word throne? I don't understand.
into that chair. Program they were putting for a guy that played it used. That specific chair was used as we'll just call it
Yeah, what's the reticence here? Why say like, oh, well, let's just say it's a chair that someone who was playing a king would sit in. A fucking throne? What's with this weird is that like a Mason thing? I know it's
seat for
not a
guy that
Mason
played
thing.
king. So when you approached him through whatever program they were putting on in there, you were supposed to bow when you came to that chair. Depending on what position.
Well, we're waiting for you to come in. You're our designated meat gazer. So like we all want to know, but we can't look. We're not allowed.
you were in the lodge and stuff.
Anybody
and
that looks,
was
it's me. We'll call
what
them
we
gay.
assume. And I found that out after we got the recording, and we started doing some digging into the situation, and found out that a lot of the guys had no idea
That was a
ever
known
existed.
practice back then.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of an ancient.
So listen, I was walking out of my home and I happened to pass through my front, well, let's just call it a hole filled by a piece of wood that's the exact same shape that you can turn to open.
times thing, I guess, maybe, I don't know.
But this was a ways back, and it's not currently the
Yep,
practice.
not currently.
Okay.
It is not.
Yeah.
It hasn't
He's
been done for
he's
years.
revealing
And that was great that we were able
dark
to talk to some of
secrets about the
guys who've
Masons
been
here.
members for years and years and years that recalled this. So that helped us dig into the information and
Okay.
find out what point.
Stevie
This
should
was
start
taking
saying
place.
bow at random times.
So, okay, so give me a little bit of the context. We have another EVP that was recorded here. I don't want to
EVP.
say what it says, but give me the context then when you were going.
Oh my
when-
god,
when
VP
that
hasn't
happened.
streamed in like fucking 5 days.
That would be
I'm
on
gonna
the
have to do
stage.
another kinetic Kell
That was on
clip,
the
guys.
stage.
That's just the reality of the world we live in.
Was
Let me
Was that the one where he yelled? or
Yes,
was-
we were on the stage, and we were looking around. So it was pre-investigation. Marty and who was the other gentleman that was there?
Probably Phil at the time, I think.
Anyway, we were discussing going up into the attic, and it's a really rickety kind of ladder.
I used to hang out with some Masons, but they were like really old. We used to watch before there was WWE Network. It was WWE 24/7. And you didn't have like, it's not like it is now where it's kind of like Netflix where you can look through all the old shows and pick what you wanted. Like every month they gave you like 3 house shows from like the Spectrum and Madison Square Garden. You'd get an episode of that Legends Roundtable show. There might be like an episode of Prime Time or an episode of Tuesday Night Titans, but you'd get like, I don't know, a few pieces of content I think every week, and they would slowly they would slowly rotate in and out. But we watched a bunch of old like Madison Square Garden and Spectrum house shows. Me and the old Masons.
All the way up there. It's pretty tall.
Wilbur.
And I don't know who said it. Somebody
Was
said
she
that they had
live
been up
last
there to
night?
check
I
it
would have
out, and
missed
she was
that.
going on. And one of the gentlemen said, yes, well, I was up there just last year. And
Something came up.
we got a response, an agreement to what he had said. And that,
I went to bed pretty early. Bethadone sent me a picture on Discord of her cooking or something, and she was like pointing at the stove, and it looked like that scene in the Netflix Dahmer show where it's like pointing at the TV. I think she was showing me that she was making pastaroni though.
on the tape.
Okay. So basically what you got on the recording affirmed what the
VP
guy
always
said.
wins.
Okay.
Let's see, there we go.
We can go ahead and roll that second one.
Oh yeah, she did a short stream. Wow, at 2.
And
wow,
that-
so she did this at 2:00 in the morning my time, which would be I think 12 her time. So yeah, there's 2 hours, but it looks like it's pretty dark.
Harley, you did a repeating loop there on that, but you clearly hear a voice say, yeah. So this attic, people haven't been up there too much, is that right?
That is, above the stage actually goes up almost.
I really liked
I think it's 90
WW
feet, 92 feet.
Fuck,
or
I really liked WWE 24/7 because like it was never overwhelming and you always had something new to watch. And if you did happen to like binge all the new shit in one day, like you only had to wait like a week to get like new programs.
Like that. And it is 100 years old, and that's where all the backdrops and everything is. There's a rickety catwalk up there, and I don't know if I
She
would trust
did.
a toddler going up there to, I don't know if it'd hold a kid.
I almost messaged her if she still has the video where she sat on the cake. I found the screenshot that I took where I'm down in the. I've minimized InfoWars while I was watching VP's Instagram story, and then the cake sitting happened. But I didn't have enough. It would have been too late to screen record, but I did get a screenshot of it.
So yeah, we don't go up there.
I didn't
too
know how
often,
that would
but
come
one of our
off,
guys
though. Do you
would.
think VP would be offended by that if I messaged her and asked her if she still had the video of her sitting on the cake?
A couple of years ago, and he climbed up as far as he could to look around, and that was about as far as he got.
So it was when that guy was talking about doing that this voice comes through and says, yeah.
That was probably Brad. That was
They remembered it.
Only 2-hour stream. I'm going to actually have to
Confirming what the men had said.
Yeah.
So if you went up there, apparently you
watch
had
that
somebody going with
immediately after the stream, I
Yeah,
think.
somebody saw him for sure. Okay, so then this all happened during your pre-investigation, right?
Pre-investigation.
Those two things, right? Or was that the actual investigation?
No, that was the
That
pre-investigation.
was the pre. Okay, so then when we get
I love
to,
the vault, yeah.
then you tell us a little bit about, then you went for your main investigation. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, we had been going around the hallways and discussing different places. Marty was showing us the ground of the main floor and what was down. You could see from a certain level of staircase. And he mentioned that there was a safe that was supposed to be in an office there somewhere.
Uh-oh, a safe.
Well, in turn, as we're pretty much just kind of running back from that area, we got a EVP. And I don't know, we were talking about money, the secretary and everything else. Well, this EVP comes out. So, and it's plain as day. You can hear it, so.
And well, this room is closed off completely.
It's
You
above.
cannot get to it.
Yeah, we have a renter on our main level has the storefront down there, and this room is actually hidden above the ceiling of there, and there is no access to it at all. But it's where they used to. It was a J.C. Penney's, and that's where they used to do all their money counting. Was upstairs, and then they would send the money
Sound
back and
seems
forth in
worse.
tubes.
Did they have mics on the table last time? I can't I'm trying to remember how that table was set up. I don't think they had a tablecloth on, did they?
Back and forth to the tellers
I don't think that
downstairs.
affects the audio though.
And we always wondered, a lot of people, we haven't got the safe open, so we don't know. I'm sure there's nothing in it, but
What if
know,
there's
it's still
a
sitting there, it's
butt
big
plug with a
massive.
heart-shaped
And I volunteered to
ruby
go
red
there.
gem inside?
Yeah.
So this is actually, somebody's renting that space below, and this is actually above their space.
Yeah, it's in between the floors.
So you don't, and can you get into it at all, or?
Well, and you can tell the difference too if you listen to Victoria, who actually understands that she's on television. She's speaking like she's on television. He's talking in like a normal conversational voice, which isn't going to pick up as well either. You don't. I mean, having a mic means you don't have to scream, but like you, it helps if you project your voice a little bit if you know you're making content.
Oh, yeah.
Is it too dangerous, or?
No, you can get into it. You have to have a ladder, get up through the ceiling and stuff.
Oh, okay. And Steve, did you go up there?
No,
Okay.
we didn't have the necessary tools.
Okay,
Okay.
so he's Steve. I thought his name was Harley. Who the fuck is Harley then? Oh boy, what is this? I don't remember hearing that music.
But you're talking about the money in the wall and stuff, and you're talking about, you know, the money being exchanged up there when you get this EVP.
Basically, yeah, that's
I
about it.
feel like we're in a Janix situation here where I don't know who for sure who any of these, I don't, aside from Victoria, who is kind of looks like if Al Bundy's neighbor was a little bit older, or maybe it's like her mom. But I feel like I really don't know for sure who's who.
You should be able to. Like
I
said,
thought they
it's-
said this dude was Steve Dahl. So there's Steve Dahl. No, Rick Dahl. No, that's my fault. Okay, Rick Dahl. So if this guy is Steve, then that has to make this guy Harley. But then this guy said earlier that Harley was an ordained minister, and he didn't know that. So, huh?
It's clear as day.
Well, this particular EVP, it's so clear, it's unbelievable.
I thought this was a person. I thought it was
Yeah,
one of you
that's-
guys.
that's how
I
clear-
didn't.
I didn't do my preliminary investigation.
There it is.
If
And
you hadn't
Nobody
said-
heard it with their naked ears or anything.
Their
like
names
that.
don't matter.
We-
Yes, they.
we
How
still-
dare you?
We're still investigating a little bit to try to figure out what it may mean. We don't really know.
Are you tearing the walls apart up there?
No, we're not going to do that yet. But you know,
Yet.
maybe someday.
Okay, well,
If anything else
Bring
falls apart,
Boogie in if
Pleasure
you want the
to
walls
CVP.
torn down.
and see what comes through here.
I feel a little hairs in my hand. So it's crazy if they got.
This is you guys talking.
But it's happening so close, you know.
Bow.
Oh, yeah, it's that too.
Bow.
Mhm. The money in the wall.
Okay.
And that's one of our meters going off.
Well, yeah, that's what's very interesting about it. After
Look at the
that,
camera.
Money in the wall.
It's kind of cool.
The money in the wall.
Yeah, that is clear as a bell.
Yep, and after that EVP, our meter went off. And, you know, further
Ken
on in
Raper,
that
John
audio
Dowie.
too, Harley's even talking about, you know, the tingling he's having in his fingers.
I think
and
this
stuff.
is for sure
There's
Rick
something,
Dahl.
hearing that EVP and then having that meter go off is telling you there's something right there
Yeah.
at that time.
And
Well,
just as a disclaimer, don't break into any buildings trying to find money in the walls because it's not
Hey, listen, guys, don't do what we're doing. We're professionals. We've got the backing of the Duluth taxpayers.
going to be there. So just don't do it.
Okay.
don't break into our building
For the
looking
kids
for
at
money.
home.
Who wrote
Yeah.
these captions? What
Thanks for that,
captions?
Steve.
You got to do it.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, the Masons are not ripping the walls apart up there looking for the money in the wall yet.
Let me tell you this, dude. If the Masons thought there was a fucking plug nickel in that wall, they'd have torn it down. Guaranteed.
You know, however, you did find like some paintings and stuff like that.
Oh,
were
we've
tucked
got
away.
a lot of
You know,
stuff that's
that-
on the wall
Yeah.
that's worth money, but we don't know. I mean, when you walk in there, we've got a massive entry area upstairs, and the entire ceiling has got a big cove ceiling, and it's all gold leaf, but it's all under silver paint because it started falling apart years ago. And there's a lot of areas in there that are covered in gold leaf, and you know, there's a lot of weird stuff. So we're after that, we started doing a little bit of checking into the blueprints and whatever we could find in the building to see if there was anything else in there. But
Imagine the Masons using what little money they have left to have blueprint experts just to see if there's any money in the walls.
nothing so far.
So far, you haven't found the money in the
No,
wall.
we're not rich yet.
Trespass.
Okay, so keep going on your investigation here. Now we're kind of going chronologically through how things actually happened. So the next clip we've got is about features your SLS camera, right? And
Structured light sensor.
Yeah.
Sensor camera.
Yep.
Please use the technical
Which shows
terms,
kind of like the
Victoria.
stick figures. So talk a little bit about where in the building you guys were and what you were doing when you captured that.
There's
Well,
a
we
really
were
clear
in-
look at the logo. You can see it really good there, TPP.
Main lodge, and up by the stage is where this took place. And during the years, you know, they had the plays, they had the stuff up there. So, you know, in my mind, I'm wondering
Well,
if that,
explain this then, Cody Turbo. In episode 1, which was in the Rose Room at the Raspberry Inn, which sounds like something weirdly sexual, they heard a voice say Harry. I mean, how do you dispute that?
was people that were in plays at one time. But we were in the lodge and we're just walking around with the SLS, and then we caught this. And, I think it'd
Constellation.
be interesting. You're gonna
Well,
like this.
it's interesting that they did plays there because that sort of brings up a whole possibility of
What's this
behavior
lady's
that
name?
might
Victoria
be
Maine. Okay.
identifiable, right, as
Yes.
someone doing some sort of entertainment.
And the plays,
perhaps.
they weren't only Masonic. They were.
Yeah, hi, Victoria. Hi, this is Mark Fusion. Listen, can we talk about Twin Ports Paranormal?
We used to have plays up there from different groups in town because, you know, it was a venue with a stage, and it's a beautiful venue to do it in. So they used to
Me
come up
too,
and
but
do all kinds of
only
stuff.
because we just watched that Grace video where she was like drunk with the C cuppers out dancing to Raspberry Beret.
So,
Well,
yeah,
and the
it
Masonic
could-
Temple in Duluth, downtown does that. 'Cause
Yep,
I
yep.
did a show
Same
there
thing.
a long time ago.
Yep,
So,
yep, we used to do the same thing there.
so who knows? You could have some actors.
Well, and
Yeah.
like what Marty was saying earlier, they had upright to 1,000 members, and there was always 100 to 200 people in there. It's a place that they thoroughly enjoyed, so why wouldn't they enjoy it in depth?
All right. Well, let's take a look at the.
Just be like, hey, you want to get out of here? Why don't we head down to, why don't we take a look in the Rose Room down at the Raspberry Inn? Oh, wow. Thank you, BB. Good morning. You're scared of ghosts. Take your money. Gotta go. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll funnel that into, we'll reinvest that into the stream just like DSP does.
The next clip, the people dancing, as it were. It kind of looks like.
Yeah, what appeared, right?
That's the SLS camera right there.
Yeah, that's because they got into like a huge fight. Or things were really tense, and they were well, they're always fighting, but like it was getting pretty like tense. And then all of a sudden they went to get pizza, and then when the pizza was, I think they had gotten pretty drunk, but like it was a really strange. There were some really wild theories that went around about like why. Like there were such dramatic mood shifts, but yeah, that's definitely a weird video.
There was two.
Really Kino though.
What's up dancing? They're really
Essential tier of game.
It's like it's dancing.
Is somebody in here with us? Two.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, how do these people? And you know what this guy's gonna say? The guy from Roadhouse, he's gonna be like, well, we used to put on stage shows up on that stage, and well, people would dance at those stage shows.
What'd you call? You want to walk up here early and run?
Do I think Opium Ben believes in ghosts? I don't know. He's Catholic, whatever they
Yeah,
believe.
one was pointing at this
I
one.
mean, he believes in demons probably and weird shit like that.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
One of them's sitting, I think.
Yeah.
I see two, and it's on your left.
Yeah, I think one of them's sitting over
See, now
there.
one thing, this is weird, so
Stepping
what
forward here. You
it's
still
looking
only
at
see me in the picture.
Yeah, just keep going in
not
there.
how we see
There's
things.
stuff here
Okay.
that watch my
So it's in reversed.
See me here?
Why is it crossing his arm?
There's so much more to that too. The sidewalk dancing. episode, like they sang so many songs while they were plastered inside the RV, and like it got really it got really awkward.
Wow. So that does kind of look to me like dancing or something.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
was either dancing or playing an instrument.
yeah.
The one almost looked like it
Well,
was strumming.
that was the stage area, so.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
And that actually was the curtain closed there? It looked like it was. So either way, there's nothing behind there that would trigger that to even look like a body or anybody moving.
And there's nobody in front of the, there's no people. Nobody in your group is in front of the SLS at that. I mean, Harley is approaching it. It looks like you can tell he's going to, and later on he does come around. But
And the difference is if one of us or a living human being was in front of it, you would see the stick figure, but you would see the silhouette of the person in a color. And you notice those two stick figures did not have the silhouette around them.
oh, okay. So a human shows up differently than something else.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would,
Explain yourself. A human shows up different than what exactly? Who did you consult at Microsoft? And they were like, yeah, hey, listen, one problem with the Kinect is when a ghost appears on it, it doesn't have the glow around it.
we would be able to tell.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, totally different.
Interesting.
And you'll see that on other clips that we have on other shows where the human will actually have the silhouette, but a spirit will not. It'll just be the stick figure.
Yeah, well, I think we had that.
This guy
that
says he
shot,
loves
during
the video,
Raspberry Inn episode, the
EVPs,
first
videos,
episode,
and photos.
where Harley was in the doorway,
Yeah.
and that figure was leaning over him, and you could very
Rewind that
much
old-
was in the doorway during the Raspberry Inn episode.
It'll just be the
Interesting.
and
So we would be able to tell.
yeah.
Is this
Okay.
back far
Totally
enough?
different.
Interesting.
And you'll see that on other clips that we have on other shows where the human will actually have the silhouette, but a spirit will not. It'll just be the stick figure.
Yeah, well, I think we had that shot during the Raspberry Inn episode, the first episode,
Yeah.
where Harley was in the doorway,
Yeah.
and that figure was leaning over him, and you could very much tell which one was Harley.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That was a short guy.
Yeah, and then, the figure was a giant, and in that one of the figures was kind of giant too. It was.
Well, it was closer to the camera,
Oh yeah, okay.
so it's going to appear larger the closer it is.
But at one point,
What's
that
up,
one,
Gamer
the
of the
smaller
Damned?
of the two figures, that's maybe farther away, really did look like it was dancing. There was some like
Yeah.
arm
Oh, yeah.
and feet thing. I was like,
Are you the
okay.
gamer of the damned
kinda look
from
like a jig.
Ruby SpaceX channel?
All right.
I can't believe
Okay,
there's
so
a
lead us into what's our
new
last
VP stream.
clip here. Oh,
That's what I'm trying to figure
So-
out. Okay, this dude here, Duluth Crease, said at the very beginning that he didn't know that whoever Harley is, that he didn't know that Harley was an ordained minister. So I don't think he can be Harley. This guy said his name is Steve, and this guy said his name is Rick. So these three guys, okay, are Rick, Steve, and Harley, according to this. Yeah, Rick, Harley, and Steve. So I don't understand what's going on here. One of these three has to be Harley. One of them has lied, because this guy said his name was Rick Dahl. This guy said his name was Steve just earlier, and this guy said that he did not know that Harley was an ordained minister. If he is Harley, how could he have not known that? Something is going on here.
Apparition time, right?
this is wacky.
Oh yeah.
This is, we'll both talk about it. This is one of my favorites. We were in the lodge again, and we're filming and having like EVP session, just listening, see what we can catch. And I was filming with one camera. Harley was filming with full spectrum camera. And
See?
you can tell a bit about what the full spectrum.
Full spectrum camera is
So is this Rick Dahl, and this is Harley? Oh man, this is gonna give me a headache.
a standard video type camera or a still camera, but it can see what the naked eye can't see. So it's going to show you the infrared. It's going to show you anything that's in the astral plane, and it's also going to show you anything that's in the ultraviolet. So it covers every aspect of the light source, so it can see things that we can't see.
So it's like a wider visual spectrum that includes
It covers
things
the
that aren't
whole
visible
spectrum.
to us.
Look how she summarized it so much better.
Yeah.
Victoria, the
Where the
consummate
camera I
professional.
was using doesn't have that feature.
Okay.
the night vision and stuff. But in this clip,
No.
you'll see.
Oh, you
you'll
think
see
this guy
that,
looks like
Harley's
Harley.
using one camera.
I agree.
And with my camera, I film what he sees, you know, or what he's
Well, then why did he introduce himself as Rick Dahl?
talking about, and I sort of scan up to the balcony area.
And
Yeah.
also,
Okay, well, I'm gonna call it
in
there.
this
Then
clip,
we
you'll see
know
that
we know what's going on. We've got Steve, Rick, and Harley.
have these lights around, and what those
And
are
Queen
night vision
Victoria.
cameras. So basically, they're in infrared, and when you're
You think
doing
this
it
guy
with a
is
full
Rick
spectrum
Dahl? Boy,
camera,
we're really
they're
gonna
just
get
show
going
up as a
around on
white
this shit.
blob.
Yeah, you don't see
And
that with your own eyes.
Yes,
I'm gonna
you-
call
you
Pat
can't see
TV
the
Duluth.
infrared light with your own eyes, but that full spectrum camera can pick it up, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. When the clips
Okay.
It just looks like a bright light in the background.
Yeah.
So
This clip
Is
is
PAC TV still in
it's pretty
existence?
cool because I was asking for verification when I was shooting it, and that's why I called for Phil to come over. And,
Now, who's Phil?
I actually was hollering in the beginning where I said, I need somebody here to look at this camera. I need to verify this. I don't want to be the only one seeing this. So when Phil came over, I says, do you see a figure standing just below the light? And he says, yeah, it could very well be. I says, that might be your ghost.
Well, to back up, we opened session like they typically do.
Yeah.
But we did it right around midnight, and they said that when the gavel gets dropped, that's when the spirit appears. So immediately after the gavel was dropped, that's when Harley started picking this up.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
finally.
want to throw in one more
Fantastic.
thing too, though, is that was one of the things that people talked about.
I consider
was
that to be
seeing a figure
confirmation.
up on that balcony. In
I won't
like a
need to be
certain
calling the
seat.
station.
okay.
And we
Years.
actually.
I mean, I could go into some. Here's some of the details of things that guys have caught up there over the years. We have one hallway that has many times people have walked through and smelled cigar smoke, like
Back
hit
to
you
the
in
cigar
face.
smoke.
You walked into a cloud of cigar smoke situation. We'll be sitting, having a meeting, and just a couple of weeks ago we were sitting in there and dead quiet, silent room in there.
You know what though, to be honest, this is gonna I mean, I'm not trying to validate anything this guy's saying because these people seem completely out of it. But one time I was in a car and we were driving down, there was a woman driving and I was in the passenger seat, and we were driving, and all of a sudden I got this like big, it was like someone just it felt like I got hit by like a cloud of weed smoke.
And we could hear papers or something crumpling in the corner. There's nobody
You
over
think
there.
that was a ghost?
But it was making noise for, I would say, 5 minutes straight.
Rainbow
And
runs
trying to
down.
figure out what it was. You know, is there a
Sounds
mouse
good.
or something? No, it was, it was one of our visitors as far as we know. There are, guys will drive by on their way home from work or something at 10, 11 o'clock at night during the week. Nobody's been up there for a week, but there's lights on. They will walk in, open the door, go all the way upstairs and look around, there's no lights on. And go back downstairs, go out to the street and look up and there's lights on again. So they go, okay, I'm not going back. You know, that's enough of that
That's it.
situation, yeah.
I would
We
like to
have a
bring-
lot of guys that are really uncomfortable going up there, especially
Sure,
by themselves,
yeah.
so.
I'd like to bring up one thing that you mentioned about 50, 60 years.
Two are like the
We were
Wonder
talking about
Twins with the
sheriff and
emojis
everything,
today.
and to the point, when we took this and brought this back for a reveal, one of the members there, I think it was Skip, was saying that, oh, we have worn
All
them
ghosts are
medallions
people. I
or
believe
that kind
that.
of thing for 60 years or so. So to me, it's like, there are some things that are tied into a kind of a time frame.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's,
I would say let's
let's
show
roll
that
it.
clip
After we
and you'll
show it,
see
that's
what we're
what I was
talking
Yeah, and
bring
about.
up.
the first shot we have here, the next clip, is actually the balcony when you're looking at it, and it looks empty. And then we'll go to
That
the
sounds
other
pretty
shots.
good,
But let's
though.
roll
Realm
that
chat
one
to me.
clip of the balcony. So here you're seeing the balcony, and you can see that light you were talking about. And it looks empty.
And at the bottom, I'm sitting in the chair, that's where we recorded the bow too.
Okay, so that's shots of the empty balcony. But at the same time, Harley's taking
full spectrum.
Full spectrum shots
Yep,
up there.
videos.
full spectrum photographs, correct?
Video.
Well, it's a video.
video. What I did was I had to take the video and break it down, and I have a program at home, and
Okay.
I was able to go slide for slide to actually
So you've got
see
like
what was there.
frame captures
Right.
here. Okay, let's go ahead and go to that first photograph.
Now you can see right there below the light, the head is actually interfering with the light. You see the medallion on the man's chest.
A little shiny object there.
The little shiny dot.
Yeah.
Well, what you're looking at is the bright light in the middle is actually is a camera behind there up in the corner of that balcony. This shot is being taken from a long distance away down on the floor, so it's zoomed in a little bit.
But you can vaguely see
that
at the
light-
bottom of this.
So that you can see the head actually blocking the light out at the bottom.
Right.
And then I'll bring that up too, the medallion that's glowing on his chest. That's in the
Sorry,
front
I'm
shots
Googling
too.
if I had a
Yeah,
ghost
well,
experience.
and so when we move to the next shot now, you'll be able to see a much clearer image.
And that one
be
you
right
can
back.
see the face right there, and if you spend some time looking at it, you can see more in behind too. But that's another guy, and if you look, he's got the medallion on his chest, which is that ties into about the same time period, from what we could figure out, as the king sitting in the chair down below. These guys had these badges, and they were metallic, so I think that's what we were picking up.
Okay, and let's go to the third photo when we can.
Yeah, it's another angle of it.
And you can actually see several faces alongside of him. If you
And,
look at the bottom right, you can clearly see a face there.
And this is in
Right here, looks like Gabe Newell.
a place in that balcony where
It's
we
a
have had
throne.
many guys sitting at the other end of the room that looked up there, and they can either see things move, they'll see it out of the corner of their
Uh-oh,
eye,
pineapple.
they'll see a dark spot. We also have
This looks like
a
how
couple-
the
they always sit in
heathen
the same
documents
place, these
everything.
guys up in that balcony. And
He'll just put it on his giant 65. Like, it's got to be bigger than 65. That huge ass TV he uses as a computer monitor, and then he just films the monitor.
And the chairs, sometimes they will be, the seats will be kicked back up because they're like movie
How you
theater
doing,
seats.
Randy?
So the bottom of the part you sit on will flip up.
Yeah, we
Those
finally,
will
I
move,
think, have the
and
names
then
all
we'll
right.
walk into the lodge room, and there's 2 seats down there that do the same exact thing. We'll walk in, we'll leave the place, they're down, and we'll come back a week later, and the seats are up, and nobody's been there. We know nobody's been in the building.
So looking at this photograph, you can see the light.
It looks like you're looking up into the cosmos, and Grace is looking down upon us.
From the camera in the background, and you can see the top of this
It's a
figure's
fart.
head
Yeah, where's
is at the
ATF
bottom
Media?
of this light.
Yes.
And then you can kind of, I mean, to me it looks pretty clearly that this person has on a hood and a robe,
Yep.
because you can sort of see the shadow.
Yeah, it's actually a full cloak. It's a
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then that medallion.
It's just how there's a word for it. I can't remember. We've talked about it before because I have it really bad. Like where you formulate faces and shapes out of like nothing. Like I can see like 100. Like there's a photorealistic guy right here. See, here's his eyebrows. There's his eyes. And then there's his mouth. But it's like a really it looks like much better than this face to me. This looks like almost like a bald-headed old man. Or like this guy is like upside down potato or something.
Thing kind of down at the bottom of where the hood is. Wow. That is that's pretty remarkable, really. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of.
Merry
We've
Gracemas
been very
indeed.
fortunate to catch things. Yes.
Imagine what it was like for those few people, Daninsky, who came through. Like there weren't a lot of people, but the few people that came through, and then the few who came in just to hoping for the free refreshments, but there was only 2 sugar-free Red Bulls. Imagine their experience of witnessing the OPC Don press conference.
We've gone through investigations. I always ask Rick, I said, Rick,
Pareidolia,
what's
there
next?
you go.
Yeah.
For here we are, we were catching apparitions, trying to knock down our cameras, we were catching apparitions in the lodge. Something always comes up, and it's always a surprise. A nice surprise.
I heard people were always seeing
Yeah.
Victoria's
Especially
face
when you
down
get
in
when
Hawaii.
you see that photo.
That's
and you
pareidolia or
know-
not.
You figured out the history of it, and that they wore those things and had that badge.
Dude,
and-
I see
And like I had-
like clouds to me are crazy, especially because of the drugs. But like I'll see like the most like vivid, perfect images. But then as soon as I look away, if I look back and I try to like re-see them, I can't. Like it's just always a new shape.
Mentioned earlier about having some of the old timers who remembered that from back in the day. Part of the lodge, they actually have the pictures of what were those positions? With the
Unbeliever
faces
nonsense.
of all the guys.
Oh,
that were
unbeliever
the
and
leaders.
ET
Masters of
denial
the Lodge.
comments.
Yeah, they were the masters of the lodge all the way back to the early 1900s. And after we showed them this picture, we went back and they think they were able to identify.
See, now it
some
looks
of
like
the-
Dr.
some of the
Phil to
faces
me.
That are also
Bob's
in there.
Burgers
That's hard to
version of
see
Dr.
through this
Phil.
right now, but
Wow.
there's other faces in that.
Yeah, we've been finding out a lot of interesting stuff. There's, well, when we were down in the basement, that was a whole different ordeal. And that room that we went into down there, I initially walked into it.
Look at Victoria absolutely not paying any attention to what these dudes are saying. She's looking to for the wrap it up signal. Bring it home.
The basement.
In that.
Yeah, we've been finding out a lot of interesting stuff. There's, well, when we were down in the basement, that was a whole different ordeal. And that room that we went into down there, I initially walked into it, and
Go ahead.
oh, and
What are you looking at, Beach Ball?
walked
I
in
thought she
and
looked
felt
good.
hot
What I saw of her
and
last
just
night.
Felt like I was
I
on
like her
fire.
makeup
came out of
that
the
she's
room, I
doing
took
lately.
My shirt off, my sweatshirt, and everything, and then I took Rick in there to see if he, before I said anything to him, I wanted to see if he felt anything in there. And I came to find out that it used to be the
No
steam
one's
room
paying
for JC
attention.
Penney's. They would close the doors on this thing, and they'd steam the clothes on the rack, and then they'd pull them out to get all the wrinkles out of them. So we were thinking maybe somebody got hurt in there. Maybe there was a hazing deal or something, years ago.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa! Hazing and the Masons? Tell me more.
About me knowing what you felt.
He's gonna be
I
in
told you
trouble
what
for
I'm
that
feeling
one.
right
Both had
now,
the same
and
exact
it was
thing, yeah.
exact.
And we had so many personal experiences
Looks
that
like
we could
Fiona.
go on and on
She
and on
turned
and on
into
and
what
on
Shrek
about.
was. Wow.
I was scratched
Jeez.
twice. We had the same feeling where you walk into a room. There was a point where we walked into a room and we thought it was the smoking room. And come to find out, no, that's where you guys had to wait before.
Okay, just to be clear, we were lied to once again. They told us in the last episode that no one had smoked in that entire building in decades. Now he's saying there's a dedicated smoke room, and he's wondering why the place smells like smoke.
Before they were allowed entrance to the lodge.
So you guys had a lot of experience.
Yeah, it was
at
a fun time. Yep.
So speaking of what's next, what's next? What's our episode 3 gonna be? What is next on your agenda?
Well, we've got, I've been talking with Going Postal. We've had some experiences there. And you want to talk about if a person could believe in warnings from the spirit?
It's an
Stick around and
educational
watch
one.
that one, because it'll tell you.
I think we'll do the Going Postal.
Okay, so tune in next time to see TPP and visiting Going Postal over in Superior. Thank you. See you next time.
Would you see that salute? Yeah, I thought she looked good. Again, it's hard for me to buy into the content to buy it as real, because I mean, like, I didn't even know yesterday that Grace had interacted on stream with Ruby's brother. And then I saw, which is kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. But then you find out this, like, this is a story of the, I guess Ruby the accusation is that Ruby wanted to give Grace a cold Cosby, from what I understand. Whoops. The evidence list.
Nobody there.
Nobody there.
Nobody there.
Okay, we got something there. What is that? What is that? That we would hear female voices up in this area. When you mentioned the
It's like, what's the name of the bar? Rudy's. She's like, whereas I, Grace Thorpe, was at Rudy's on the evening of such and such. One, I don't want to say her real name, but she says her shoot name, and then she's like, AKA Ruby Spacek on YouTube. And whereas Ruby had told her audience that she was going to, quote, put something in my drink, and whereas her brother, so-and-so, works at Rudy's.
female presence.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Twin Ports Paranormal. I'm here.
So we're back to a more intimate setting. It looks like maybe it looks like she got hit on the head or something. But we've got the set is a little bit better. It still doesn't come down all the way, but now they've got like the spooky blue lighting. I kind of like it. I think it's better. This is episode 3, by the way, going postal, Superior, Wisconsin.
Here with the guys. My name is Victoria Main. I'm here with
Cleveland
Harley,
Steamer.
Steve, and Rick, the Twin Ports Paranormal Adventurers. And today we're going to be talking about their time at Going Postal, a building in the north end of Superior, which was built in 1890. So it's an older building.
She's got her chair back,
going on
too.
In there. So who wants to start off?
She's like, listen, guys, I tried it with your shit chairs last week. I'm going back to my padded office chair.
About Going Postal.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm a true believer that everything that happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidence. What these clients were experiencing beforehand and what led us to get there. And
look, I'm not judging, but is every article of clothing the Duluth Andrew Tate is it, or all these people really, except for Victoria, everything they wear is like ghost related.
What we ended up finding out there, also is true. To me,
Haystacks checked out. He was a special guest.
This is also going to be like an educational thing for people and other investigators, and we'll talk about that as time goes on.
So the first clip we're going to see now. You had with you Lady O'Collett.
He was only there because he was a Mason. And the episode was about the Masonic Lodge.
She goes by Lady O a lot.
He's of no use to us
and she
now.
was with you when you went to Going Postal, correct?
Correct. We use her just at the beginning. Mm-hmm. She'll do her walkthrough and tell us what she thinks is going on, and then she ends up leaving, and we take over. Yep.
That was a very interesting deal with Lady O. She brought up a lot of things about the
Lady
articles in the building, the games downstairs, radios.
Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Hello, I like your content. Greetings from Mexico. Oh, here we go. I lived in the first apartment at the top of the stairs above Bev's Juke Joint. Bev's Juke Joint in 2013 and 14 and experienced a few odd things. Listen to this. Including postage stamps that would disappear and reappear on my end table, hearing footsteps in the kitchen outside my bedroom, finding my quilt thrown off the bed to the floor, and a silhouette of a man appearing on the living room window on the second floor when a car's headlights went by. A loud boom noise sounded above the suspended ceiling in my living room also startled me one night. Love you, Lady O. My home is 100 years. Super quiet. TPP went through an old funeral home last. The person that lives there, I know her. She was spooked. I wanted to see a paranormal show, not a talk show. This is choppy and no flow. Just show the whole thing and talk later. Awesome.
There's so many artifacts there that could hold character.
There's artwork there.
There's artwork there. Yes, there's like I said, games. They have a studio down there, and there's a lot.
You go in every room. There's
I'm sure they'd like to
there.
sell some T-shirts, Dadinsky.
Also collectors.
Yeah, they have objects from probably 90 years ago that are all
I'd make him an
over
offer on that vest.
Enormous structure.
And
he'd be like, "You got to
again, that's
earn
an
your
older
way
building
into
with
one
several
of these."
floors in it, and you Lady O talked to these guys about, and you guys have experienced how sometimes when you have a building that's full of stuff,
Lady O.
from different eras and all over the place.
What does
that
the O
stuff can
stand
come with
for, I wonder?
Some energy. So,
I wanted to watch a
this first
paranormal
clip
show,
is going
not
to
a
be
talk
Lady
show.
O talking to the folks, or the gal, I think is in this clip. from
Well,
Going-
honestly, that's what made me interested in the show. I was looking for stuff for a public access episode, the one that ended up being the one with Brad Hasbrook on it. And I saw this, and I watched the first few minutes, and I was like, I don't know, it's kind of slow. And then I looked at the comments, and it was like, you're an embarrassment to Duluth. So I felt like maybe that would play into the show at some point, but I doubt it.
Postal. So we can roll that whenever we're ready.
Kirkland's signature jeans.
All right. Have you heard of a show called Haunted Collector?
Lady-o.
See, this is objects. Because what's the anomaly here? That's what I look like. What makes this place? Whoa. Look at all this stuff. And then you get downstairs, it's even...
Definitely
every
not a
one of those
trad.
jukeboxes has a story to tell. Yeah, every one of those...
Every
those
box has a story to
games
tell.
has a
Ain't that
story
the
to
truth?
tell. And a lot of people, when you play a game,
Makes
your
beer
energy
bottles
rises,
disappear.
adrenaline
Wow.
rises. That's its competition. I'm going to beat this guy. I got to beat this guy. So this is raised energy.
Have you ever seen that movie Gone Girl? ATF Media? There's a scene in it where Rosamund Pike sticks a wine bottle up her ass.
You have probably the widest variety of stuff of any place in this town. That's what makes it unique. And you don't know really where all this shit came from.
A little editing there on the language. God bless Lady O.
Yes.
So, yeah, they've got three or four floors, right? Full of stuff.
Well,
Well,
that's
actually,
what-
we have apartments too.
yeah, there's apartments upstairs.
Okay.
And then going postal is the ground floor, and we did the ground floor and the basement.
Okay.
And they're
That's-
enormous spaces full of antiques.
Wow. Okay.
It's a rather fantastic place to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there for a couple of.
I
they're
think
big
so,
supporters
Cody
of the
Turb.
arts.
Well,
I've
when
been
you're
to a
Lady
couple of
O,
things.
they just let you do it.
So you guys were there. Now, one of the things that the owners had talked to you about was a guy who was frequently seen on the premises by a variety of people. The
Several
musicians
people,
who were
yes.
using the studio.
Yeah, we can trust them.
Visitors, whatever, and the folks, of course, who run the place.
Mm-hmm.
So the next clip we have is...
Dude, for real, Gone Girl, people shit on it because I think they just really, really hate one of the characters. To me, it's like if Lifetime got to make like the movie they want to make with like money, and you could have it with sleaze and violence and crazy shit. Like, I think it's a fantastic movie. I think it was directed by the same guy that directed like Fight Club.
It's you, I
And
think,
Seven.
you and Rick.
Yeah.
Downstairs. Now the owners. Can you talk a little bit about what the owners had said about this person?
I
thing?
can. Over the number of years that they've run the business,
Honky
there's
tits
several
growing
people
number.
that have seen
I don't think
this
you can say honky
figure
tits.
walk by,
think
and he
that's
looks
allowed.
like a maintenance man. He's got a long, dirty kind of coat and stuff.
And they always seen that. They always seen that in their studio.
Yes,
Right at
well,
the
it
studio.
always-
These
it always
guys are
passed
so
from
full
one
of
room to
shit.
the other. And like I said,
Well, and also,
several
like, I'm
people-
not gonna lie, Rosamund Pike in that movie is like the ultimate toxic trad.
People have seen it over the years. And Lady O brought up a point that was really good, you know, she said it sounded like a loop, you know, which was a residual thing that he'd be walking by, you know, and they'd see him. But what happened when I interviewed them, I asked them, I said, what do you think make this guy
Oh yeah, with
break the loop
Samuel
to
L.
come
Jackson.
upstairs and see you?
That was an interesting movie.
Plus she
I should,
also
if
seen
I
a
haven't
lady
reviewed
in
it,
a
I should
child
review
up
that
there
one.
that was
On the main floor.
And we're gonna get to the reason
You
why.
said a couple
we
today.
think
Oh, you
Phil
said
broke the
trespass
loop.
earlier.
They
Yeah, I
named
need to
this
remember
person Phil.
yes.
I don't know who named
she
him,
say
but,
blatantly
so
lazy
this,
Phil?
This next clip that we have is you two downstairs, and you're right in Phil's area.
Right
Is
in
this
the
next
path.
clip gonna have cursing
okay,
in it?
we can roll it whenever we're.
0. Now it's going back down again. But I just left the dark room and came here. That's when this exploded.
Ben Affleck does
Right
show
here,
his
right
dick
there,
in Gone
halfway
Girl.
corner. I break the threshold. Bam, gone.
And is this where they see
For
that
Laughing
guy?
Cedar.
This and then right there.
Okay, so it's like he walks through this.
And I want to say he just went by because I just had a cold breeze go left or right. Yeah, and I got
And I got the hair standing right now.
I got the hair standing too. And that was just a cold breeze.
It's weird. And I'm not saying it because you just said it,
Yeah.
but I felt that breeze too. But I was just thinking,
I didn't want to say that I felt the breeze
No,
until
is
I
there
knew
something
you had
wrong with
felt the
that?
breeze as well.
No, that was just unusual because as we were talking about him.
Farzen and
also-
Vinny, I don't know. Vinny doesn't seem. He's passed on everybody.
So yeah.
He did want to.
So-
Oh no,
so
that's
you were
not true.
feeling Phil
Actually,
doing his loop.
he may have a type because he asked me for contact information for Lalo the Gay Blade and Minar reports.
Well,
No, it's there.
I can tell you, as you
But
can see, I don't have a
he
whole lot
claimed that all he wanted to do was talk to him.
of hair.
Is what he said.
I was wearing a hat in there, but it literally felt like
All right, Dave.
I had the wind blowing through my hair, and it was ice cold, and it just quick, woof.
Excuse me, bro. Excuse me. What, did you guys hear that?
Right past me, and then it was like I had the wind blowing through my hair.
Huh? Come on.
And it was ice cold. I had the wind blowing through my hair, and it was ice cold, and it just quick, woof, right past me, and then it caught Rick.
Can you believe this guy?
I'm talking about it keeps going up because I have a mel meter which detects electromagnetic field.
He has a
And
male
the numbers
meter?
kept going up.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden they disappear, and then I'd go somewhere
Look at
else,
Victoria's
and boom, they'd go
face.
up again because I was kind of tracking his path. And then it's like he was getting tired of me, so woof, he just went right past me, and it was
Ghost
insane.
hair, yeah.
Yeah, and you had the hair standing up.
What do they call
There's
it? Like when you
there's that basement down there is a decent
phantom
temperature.
limb, but it's like
It's
phantom
comfortable.
hair.
We have a studio they practice in up to 6 hours a night or a couple times a week or whatever it is. They're down there, and it's comfortable to walk through. But have an ice cold breeze hit you, it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no windows and that.
Breeze hit you, it's not. They're down there, and it's comfortable to walk through. But have an ice cold breeze hit you, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
And there's no windows and that down there,
And literally there's no real true ventilation down there.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
we
God.
are in dead center of the building. So we're not near anything that could have caused a breeze of any kind.
Not just that he has hair, but that he has the kind of hair that the wind could like blow through. Come on, bro.
There was no breeze coming
I
from any
believe in the ghosts more than that.
room. Where the furnace is down there actually had a door closed.
big steel door.
Yeah, it was a big door, and it actually had a weight to keep it closed. So when you opened it, the weight would drop, and it would shut the door. So you didn't have breeze coming from that room. So there was no explanation on why this breeze had gone past.
Wow, that's weird. So and your skin is telling you
Oh, yeah.
at the same time your meters are
Yep.
Oh yeah.
going off. That was cool. I like that one. So you're walking around the basement down there, and you found some kind of weird stuff with this one little kind of archway area where there was a mortar thing. The mortar was weird or something.
Yeah, actually there's
like
two of them.
Like it was more recent.
Oh
or
my
something.
gosh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Follicular
that.
Shallow.
phantom.
When you stepped on it, it sounded shallow.
Yeah.
If you tap your foot on it,
It's hollow under there.
It's
We
all
were
hollow.
we were curious because at the base of those there's holes in the wall. So we were curious on whether or not those were airports, like to breathe the air into that area,
Airports?
or if it was
Water drainage.
or a water drainage, or
Water
even
ports?
if there was burnt materials, they would get
Wait,
pushed
Twin Ports?
into those slots
Twin
and they
Ports
drop below the
Paranormal?
floor. So we didn't know we still really don't truly know what it was. Mm-hmm. But it was a very unique structure.
And you kind of felt like there was something underneath the basement floor level.
Oh, yeah.
In that area, the basement floor was hollow.
Then there's
You could step and you could hear the hollow
This
coming
guy,
from the side
man,
of the wall.
cracks
well, there's
me
also a
up.
spot in the basement too where you see the top of an opening of a door that's only a few feet off the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so
Clearly there was a
Clearly
lower
there was
What
floor.
really
something
happened
weird,
is
yeah.
the ghost like rubbed his bald head for good luck.
there was passageways earlier in the city's time
Okay.
where either some were cold chutes or some were passageways. that
Cold
could go
chutes. What would
between
Spicoli think about
buildings. The city was not known in 1890s for great snow removal. So whenever it built up, they had to get through someplace. So at times you find buildings with closed doorways were actually pathways out.
Tunnels going from building to building.
yes.
Right.
Interesting. So you're in this area of the basement, and you're kind of feeling the hollow floor, and you're seeing the weird mortar on the lower part of the wall that looks new.
It looks newer. Yep.
which
And
is sort
we
of
don't know
backwards,
why.
right?
Yes.
It should be the other way around.
Yes.
So, in the course of this conversation, wondering...
They didn't. I bet they didn't even do anything about it, because when they were at the Masonic Lodge, those people were desperate for money, and the ghost told them that there was money in the walls, but then the Masons wouldn't let them wouldn't let them open up the walls.
about what these sort of behind the wall and beneath
Founder
the wall
Rick.
spaces could have been used for. Lady Always With You, and our next clip is her talking about a theory about what possibly may have gone on in some of these spaces. So we can roll that.
Do you know that when the Spanish flu hit in 1918, that there were so many people that lost family members that they couldn't get them to the corner, and they would rely on neighbors to dispose of the bodies?
No.
And it was
quite common.
It was a common practice because there was just too many.
And there was a lot of Spanish
And
flu
so they would
outbreak in
look for
Superior.
people that had these kinds of places. And I'm not saying the person that was here was evil or anything. They were just taking care of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't illegal. And by the way,
Was that a
you know-
female cough?
of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't illegal. It was evil or anything. They were just taking care of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't illegal.
What do you think, female cough?
And they were just taking care of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't illegal. And by the way,
Wow,
you know
Miss
what?
Piggy, what a
they
statement.
didn't even, when I was in school, Rick,
I think she is the equivalent of the Albert Einstein guy. Like they got the like the gold standard, the guy with the Albert Einstein mustache. This is the Duluth public access version of that guy.
Yeah.
they didn't
Or
even
there's
have
Sylvia,
that Spanish
what was
flu
her
in
name?
history
Sylvia
books.
Brown.
It was so horrific that
Lady
people
O,
thought,
like in
we're not going to
Pac-Man?
talk about it. Only in my later year, when I was 40-something, did I realize every family lost a family member. Every family lost someone. It was that millions died.
Right.
And it was so bad. That's what started the Ouija board in the church basements.
Uh-oh.
Church ladies used the Ouija board because they tried to contact their lovely daughter or something. Because this brought about a resurgence in spirituality, and then came the frauds and the table tipping and the fake mediums and all that.
I love that clip where she sort of the resurgence of spirituality there, and it's true. I mean, right in that time period, especially during that Spanish flu epidemic, man, people.
Wow,
people
Victoria
whipped out
really did her
people
research.
got those Ouija boards out. And,
Well, the Ouija boards didn't come into play until the 1890s.
yeah,
So, which was right around that time period.
right.
And that's exactly what they were used for, was for families to contact those they had lost. Because
Sylvia
at that
Brown
point,
Eye. There you go. Sylvia
death wasn't
Peach
something
Ring.
they feared, it's something they had to deal with. So the Ouija board was made for that purpose and that purpose only.
Yeah,
So that makes a lot of sense what she said there.
yeah.
Makes a lot of sense,
And also,
actually.
you know, the charlatans too. You know, taking advantage of people's grief during that.
Yeah, listen, look, yeah.
That time when so many families lost folks. So
She's
we've
like,
got,
imagine these charlatans that would take advantage of people.
we got some EVPs too from
Fake ghost
and
hunters,
I want to
fake
talk
hair,
a little bit.
fake
this
motorcycle
first one
vest.
was apparently when you guys were still upstairs and you were just kind of getting organized in things, and
Yeah, it was, everybody was talking. You could barely understand what everybody's saying. And they were discussing, you know, a beverage or
Well,
coffee.
I don't know if I completely agree with him or not, but ATF Media told me that he thought what would really have taken Hogan, like, even to that next level is if he would have had a valet on the level of Victoria.
Or a beer.
She
or
could have been
whatever,
like his
you know,
Sweet
just to
Sapphire.
kind of tone us down and get us, you know, cooled off a little bit. And I said something about, somebody said something about water. I said, that sounds good to me. You know, and all of a sudden we get this, why? But at the very beginning, there is also a part that is not recognizable to a point. Maybe the public can figure
Well,
it
and
out.
honestly, like they're probably, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but like present the way that they do have kind of a know-it-all vibe, but like really it's stuff that they remember because it's specifically related to a place they just went and they are prepping to do a TV show about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I highly doubt they just knew all this stuff beforehand or retained it for too long afterward.
Of course. But
don't think
we did get a
Hogan could
why on
share
that.
the
It was
spotlight?
confusing, you know, like I said, nobody could.
Well, ATF did make a good point. He said that he thought that Hogan would really have the lust in his eyes if he had an unattainable woman like Victoria in front of him.
I can't
Like he would just
understand.
be
People can't
driven by
understand.
that hunger.
It's so many people talking at one time, but the why comes out.
Yeah.
Right. So you essentially the folks at Going Postal had asked if you guys wanted a beer, and you declined and said you would have water. And to me,
Or coffee.
or coffee. And when to me when I heard this kind of sigh, this, and then why, which I thought was hilarious. I busted out laughing when I heard it.
Yeah.
When we can, let's play that first EVP.
He's like thinks he has this really scary piece of evidence, and this lady's like, "Oh, I thought it was hilarious." Why?
And you hear that first one. I hear that first
I
one
hear
to
it.
that.
It's just it's a deep
Why?
sigh.
Yep.
Oh, why?
I wish I could.
Maybe why we declined.
Why was it?
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like you could have had a beer. Why did you have coffee and water? I thought that one was funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know
I
that
can't believe
first part,
this show
maybe
has 16 episodes. Like, how are they gonna fill them?
there's a word in that first part, but I couldn't catch it. To
yeah,
me,
we
it
couldn't.
just sounded like a very frustrated and exasperated sort of sigh.
There's so many times that we get EVPs, and for me to go through the
Sounds like a typical
audio
goon
at home,
sesh.
I
Hell
have to
yeah.
have earphones on. I'm partially deaf, so I have to
No, that's
figure
after.
this out. And in the meantime, if I catch
the
something,
goon
I tell
sesh.
Rick about it, and I send it
Why?
his way, and he says, "What do you think it says?" And I send it to him, and all of a sudden he tells me, "Well, this is what I hear right here," and it's like, okay, now I see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm basically catching the.
Did you see Savvy Guy posted yet another? Oh man, I don't want to spoil it, but I got to tell you because I might forget about it between now and Boyd Watcher. He might post other stuff. He posted recently, like within the last 24 to 48 hours, like a silent headphones dancing Life of Hell choreography. He released a new one yesterday that is silent, except that like his breathing is so heavy you cannot believe it. It sounds like he is really going through it. Like he's really happy visually, but like his breathing is crazy in it.
The outline of it, and then
He catches them. You know,
The
what
aftermath,
definition-
yes.
Yeah, what it means or what they're saying. So
Yeah, interesting. So that was right when you guys were getting rolling, you know, getting organized and stuff, which is why everybody's talking.
The second one that you were talking about with Lady O earlier, that was rather interesting
Lady O.
because she has a way of, I don't know if she has a way of bringing these things out, because if she shows up and something goes on, she could draw a
yeah.
spirit.
Oh yeah.
And when she's describing
She attracts
what's
negative
going on
attention,
from World War II,
negative
And
energy.
to this present time now, she is getting a response. So it's going to be interesting to hear.
Yeah, they need to hear this.
So she's talking about some photos that her dad was talking that were in their house, and her dad fought in World War II, and so he was.
Man,
he was
I
telling
think
her,
Twin
you know,
Ports Paranormal
this
is
happened to
delivering
this
so
guy,
far.
and this happened to this guy, and they're looking at these photos. So let's roll that second EVP.
When on V-Day, when it was the end of the war, I went into our spare room, normal temperature, shut the door.
The
There's no
level of
heater in that room.
ectoplasm
It's
suggests
just
edging.
there isn't. So we keep the door open so heat doesn't. Shut the door. I could feel the temperature rising. As I'm looking at these pictures of these guys, I look at the back. And
When
Dad
you
goes,
say
"This
goon sesh, you're being honest because remember Stevie was gooning while he was doing weird EVP whispering.
guy died 1 week after this photo was taken in France. This guy died. So I'm saying, hi, Joe, how
Oh.
are you doing? And I keep setting the pictures up around
We're still on the same one. It's me that had the long thing, and then the guy who said it was choppy. We're still on the same episode.
me, and I'm feeling really hot. Keep keep setting the pictures up around me, and I'm feeling, keep setting the pictures up around me, and I'm feeling, keep setting the pictures up around me, and I'm
It was right after
Keep
she
setting up
said,
the pictures around me, and
high
I'm
joke.
feeling.
No
then
interruption.
you get two highs.
It was
What
no
absolute
interruption in her conversation
non-tent
whatsoever. Nobody
these
stepped
clips
in,
are.
Yeah.
But the EVP came through us, as if she was saying hi, or whoever was saying hi to Lady O, thinking that maybe
This
that she could.
do you think
make
Victoria is feeling after being shown these clips where nothing happens? Is that how you guys feel when I'm like, hey, you guys got to see this clip, and then it's like 10 minutes of Vinny Slugga's driveway?
some kind of contact?
Yeah.
You know, because she's got quite the
amazing.
ordeal going.
She's
She's
an
got a
amazing
lot
woman.
going on.
Yeah. So, do you guys feel like when Lady O is with you, do you feel like there's maybe a little uptick in activity, or?
There's
a lot that she verifies. I mean,
Oh my God! Can you imagine this?
99.
Can you imagine being in a state where you're like, well, if Lady O's willing to vouch for it, I mean, it's got to be right.
Percent of everything that we got are EVPs or described, you know, as we
Good
went through
grief.
investigating. She pegged every single one. So it doesn't surprise me at all if she was to come forward and things were to vamp up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, now the third EVP we have. When and where?
So I was down doing my initial walkthrough, because I usually will go through and try to sense anything that I'm feeling in the building, and then I also have the electromagnetic field detector with me.
Like, let me interrupt. Steve is usually our initial
What a
guy
power
for going
move.
through. We don't even really get going until Steve does his thing, because he senses a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's always good to see when he comes back and relates to it.
It's me. You realize that one day somebody is going to, in like 10 or 15 years, is going to see EFD 306 in a comment, or they're going to see a streamer be confused why someone is saying it in the chat, and they're going to start putting this web together of EFD 306, and then it's going to be, we're all going to have to be brought in for like, we're all going to have to do interviews with Netflix or Peacock or whoever for the docuseries.
I'm not a psychic in any means, but I feel I'm an empath. I can sense
Oh,
things
now
around,
listen.
and
Listen, is there any statement that someone can make that you can be absolutely sure that they have no empathy than if they tell you directly that they are an empath? I feel like that's one of the biggest red flags.
I get feelings of what's actually happening.
A
in
little
the
bit
place.
Supernatural
sensitive
smells.
Yeah.
going on.
And I walked through the basement, and I was down there by myself. And a lot of times when I start
I'm an
out, I
empath.
get really cold when I first go on my first walkthrough. This one, I was feeling normal temperature, but on that electromagnetic field detector, it also shows temperature. The temperature went up to 160 degrees, which it was not 160 degrees in that basement. So I came upstairs, and I told these guys what I had, that my electromagnetic field detector said 160 degrees, and there's no way it's 160 degrees, and then that's when we get this next EVP.
Okay. So this is as you're coming up the stairs, basically.
And I was telling them
Yep.
what happened.
Okay.
I went up to 116 degrees. And God knows it ain't 116 degrees down there.
Get up. 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 Get up.
I got something to say about that.
Oh, listen to that. He's going to cut a promo. Now, I got something to say about that.
Since the 160 degrees, our future conversation is going to be where problem lied in this ordeal. Rick will get into that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Switched
the
it to
EVP
Celsius.
say, get up.
I have to be
It's-
honest.
to
I
me-
thought that at first this guy was eating a container of Haagen-Dazs. I just realized now looking at it that it's coffee. I thought he was like balling up there with a pint of ice cream.
It's,
Telling you to get out of the basement.
it's to me, yes. It sounds to me like it's a warning, or it's trying to say something in the effect of the temperature and the individual there, which probably was Phil.
So let's
It's hard
talk
to
a
take
little
him
bit
seriously
about
after
why
that.
you might have been warned to get out of the basement.
Well, first of all, Harley, if you want to just tell them a little bit of some of their experiences beforehand.
Tell him, Harley.
Well, they were they were having some problems. They were the band to get together. They were having a few issues and stuff, and things were getting irritable. On their practice nights and stuff, and Becky had been downstairs. She liked to go down and take a nap down there, once in a while. She gets comfortable. Well, she fell asleep down there for a number of hours, and then she got up. She was sick.
Who's Becky?
They're experiencing some physical symptoms.
Physical symptoms. Mm-hmm. And they went downstairs. They just got done practicing. It was about 12:30, I guess it was. And then for a few hours, they decided, they saged. And they said took like 20 minutes. But it actually was a few hours.
When they came
up, gas station coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They could remember they come upstairs. It was like almost 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it was a roughly 4-hour time loss.
So they had that, and that really bothered them.
So you guys took an unusual step, a little out of your wheelhouse, right? Your normal wheelhouse.
Well, we didn't intentionally.
Marty was the one that felt that something was up. Rick, you want to get in on that?
That's a funny story. We're not going to tell you that one. We're going to tell you this other story that's not.
Talking earlier.
It's not humorous.
There was times when we were there, we felt like the spirits were, sort of avoiding us.
Yeah, they were trying to stay away from us.
You're here. We need you here to find something, type of thing. And Marty ends up going into this room, and it was the furnace room.
Mm-hmm.
And
gas leak, looking better.
We got
looking
a picture
like a good
of that
bet.
one, if you have a picture.
I saw the picture.
And pipe on that stove was completely off, and that was just one of a couple places in that room that there's leaks.
Yep.
And then they also had a chimney issue.
The main
There you go.
exhaust pipe was pulled off of the furnace.
So there is a literal, provable reason for some of these things to happen, and yet they're just going to be like, well, yeah, sure, there was a bunch of gas leaks and there was a real problem with the chimney, but listen, that doesn't have anything to do with the voice saying sit down.
Furnace
Whatever
by
it
about
said.
3 centimeters.
What
so
did it say?
the
Get
furnace
up.
was
Get up.
pumping straight exhaust
This is
Carbon
just
dioxide.
outrageous
Carbon
that these
monoxide.
people
Carbon monoxide.
put this TV
into
show on.
that house or into that building
Okay.
at extremely high levels.
And this is a room too. Also, it's the one behind that steel door with the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And my understanding is they don't even go in that room.
No.
So I mean, it's something they don't regularly check or
Sure.
anything. And even Steve, when he first came in that place, another thing, you got sick.
Yeah,
immediately. You
I
had to
got
go outside.
nauseous and
Yeah.
I just had a smashing headache.
So to bring this back a little bit full circle, this sort of ties in with Phil,
Yes.
our friend who has a kind of loop that he walks downstairs. But
Oh, I like people
Phil,
with loops.
they started to see Phil upstairs, which really flipped out the owners.
She had mentioned to me that she's.
Did you? I saw too on Grace's stream last night. She showed some Discord post or something talking about OPC Don is like a serial stalker and harasser.
Told Phil, this individual standing there, so can I help you?
OPC,
we're closed.
come on.
And then he just turned around and walked away and poof, gone.
And that same time period too is when she seen at the entrance door a woman and a child that
Another
looked,
one with another woman.
yeah,
And they
looked-
were in turn of the century clothing.
yeah, and they
Victoria
looked
was like,
confused.
wait a minute, 2 women in turn of the
disoriented,
century times?
and she again, can I help you? And then all of a sudden they're gone.
But they had come off the street.
So can spirits warn you?
The spirits had walked in.
The spirits had walked in from the street and were standing at the door. And
Wow.
that's when she asked
I want to
them, "Can
watch
help
the
you?"
view count too. We're
And
at
they
2.7K on this one. I know
And
where
she
it
had said
ends
they
up
were
at
as
because I
clear as
got
you and
curious
I.
and had to check.
So when you discovered
Probably
this
just a troll.
carbon
I think so,
monoxide
yeah.
leak, and then it might be. So the owners kind of made a connection. They said, we think Phil came upstairs and broke out of his loop, Phil the maintenance guy, to let us know that we had a real problem downstairs.
And
Or
that's
it's an
where it
inside
comes in,
job.
I think spirits are, they're there to warn you about something, and it was meant to happen. It
So,
was meant for us to come there.
The chronology here is basically, so these folks start experiencing an increase in strange things that are happening, that they're hearing and seeing and all this. around the same time they start experiencing some physical symptoms, which eventually leads them to call you because they're reaching a point where they need some answers.
Yep.
So, I mean, essentially,
Do you think people in Duluth would be like, oh man, things are getting really bad around here? I think, should we call Rick and Harley and the boys and get Lady O down here?
what we have here is, we've got the step up inactivity, we've got the physical problems. They call you, you come in, you discover this leak. You take a carbon monoxide detector down there in the thing.
Mind you, too, this was in February.
Yeah.
So that furnace is on a lot.
And
Right.
it was pumping.
Yeah.
And
He really likes
I
to
like
say
what
the word
Marty said,
pumping.
and it's sort of neat. He goes, not only do we investigate, but sometimes we save lives. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think it could have been some really bad results. if
Well,
we
yeah,
didn't find that.
obviously. So, and it's kind of interesting
They didn't
to
want any
think that
Janet
maybe
drama.
Phil, the maintenance guy, and the lady and the child that
Yep.
had never been seen before,
Right.
and Phil being out of
They'd
his
never
usual
been
pattern,
seen before.
are just trying to warn these people. And
OPC,
say, Look,
of
you gotta
course,
get
will be
somebody,
back. Yes.
There's a problem.
There's a
here.
problem.
Well, and I'd like to just throw in some of the
OPC getting kicked out and brought back in is parallel to like Boogie getting fired off of Lolcow Live. Like Boogie is an integral part of the show, and I think OPC is really a linchpin in the Thorpe Corp content because he's always available.
some of the
When you need a guest
symptoms
star,
that you
OPC
get
is
from
always
carbon
there.
monoxide, because it can happen in your own home. By this furnace pumping out all that carbon monoxide can cause hallucinations, can cause delusions.
Plus,
can
what else
cause
does he have to
nausea,
do?
Dizziness, and they call it the
Wait-
silent
wait on the
killer because
framers?
it will kill you if you do not get out of it. What it does is it basically
Watch
puts
Mary
you in an altered
Burke
state of mind.
TikToks.
Which it said that people that are put under for surgery, they see things because they're in an altered state of mind. People on drugs, altered state of mind, they see things. Carbon monoxide will do the exact same thing. So they were seeing it because they were being affected by the carbon monoxide.
But they also continue to see Phil now.
Phil's
And
still there.
Right.
Yeah.
They
But
continue to see Phil.
They
Yes.
coexist with them now.
I agree,
And
Anand.
they say hello to him. So.
Yeah.
Well, we added to our.
I think it takes a lot for an actual bridge burning with the Thorpes. And I'm talking about as far as them wanting to work with people. So I think you would really have to, I don't know what you would have to do to them for them to be like, no, we don't want to work with you. But I think since the Thorpes are always open to people coming back, like it's just pretty much everybody comes back over and over again. They're just gone for a while and then they come back through the territory. Then they go to work with Grid One or the Powdered Dusty.
Equipment is a carbon monoxide tester.
And that's
They
a
get
must
booked
now.
by the
Really
Powdered
good idea.
Dusty.
Yeah, it's a must.
And
in
as
all
I had
places.
said in the first episode, all of these items that we use are used for other
Lalo will
purposes.
probably end up like
We
Mary
come
and
to
Grace,
find
I
out that
think.
they work great for paranormal work also.
It will probably be like a
So you guys,
semi-open marriage, though.
Who knows? You might have saved a life
Yeah.
in this particular investigation. So join us next time. That was episode 3, Going Postal with the Twin Ports Paranormal.
Well, isn't that a good sign that
Thanks
Grace
for
doesn't
watching.
really know how to spit? All right, let's skip we've seen enough of these credits. Okay, this is season... Oh, no, I guess there's no season. It's just episode 4, 1948 hangar at the Duluth airport. So we went from 2.7K views down to 369 views. So a pretty big cliff after episode 3 back in the day. And these are posted on the official page of the station. So like they were posting them as they aired, I'm pretty sure. And the only comment is one, I had a ghost in my house chant EFD 306. Yeah, Powdered Dusty is too much.
Okay, we got something there.
Ridiculous.
What is that? What is that? That we would hear female voices up in this area. When you mentioned the female presence.
Hi, everyone. Here we are with episode 4 of Twin Ports Paranormal. I'm here with the guys, Harley, Steve, and Rick. And we're going to talk today about their adventure up at the Duluth Airport.
It was a rather thrilling experience to go through the old air hangar. It was built in 1948. It was housing the Commemorative Air Force, which were in a process.
What do you think the enthusiasm levels are inside of Twin Ports Paranormal? The ratings are in the toilet. I mean, we're really barely, I mean, almost 90% audience loss. But they feel like maybe this is it, right? This is the 1948 Duluth Airport hangar is going to save the show, is I think maybe. Do you think they thought this was they were kind of, what do you call an anti-cresting? They were like bottoming out, but now this was like the story that could bring them back?
And still are in the process of rebuilding a PBY World War
Or no, they wouldn't have known by this point. They wouldn't have known till after this episode, so we'll have to wait till the next one to see how they react to the ratings dip.
II aircraft that would land.
And by the way, I'm going to break these down by quarters, just like Jim Cornette does for the AEW ratings.
Water on land and everything. So they have a lot of memorabilia from as far back as the First World War. And it's full of surprises. It really is. So
this was the big drop. It doesn't get too much worse from here, but it does get worse from here.
Well, the activities they had there, they said also too that lights would go on and off, and they'd hear noises, people talking and stuff like that. But
so they were having a lot of activity.
Oh
and they
yeah,
reached out
yeah.
to you.
Even like their tools being misplaced, or moved around.
Oh, they were big tools. They weren't little pocket tools or car tools
Right.
or stuff. These are aircraft tools, big wrenches, and they'd put them away and they couldn't find them the next day. And they had a picture of the PBY when it was painted red. It used to have it hanging as you walked through the museum. They would show it would be on the wall. And one day it disappeared. And I think they said it was about a month or so later. They found it underneath the pilot.
Is it because he's really tan? It just seems like his head is really standing out from that like black background. It's really dark too. I think it's because his shirt blends in with the background a little bit, so it looks kind of. He has like a real Gollum look going on.
Parts by the airplane. Nobody had any idea how it got there, but they've experienced a lot in that building.
So when you compile all the artifacts that were brought in there,
chair swap,
it's mind blowing
for Victoria.
What can follow them.
I'm not really feeling this
So
look. I don't
to
like
have
these boots.
that many artifacts, you're bound to have something.
This is her worst look so far, I
So
think.
they reached out to you guys.
Lowest
Yes.
rated.
And well, we ended up getting there, and we start off with cameras that we. And well, we ended up getting there, and we start off with cameras.
To you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And
Do we have some EVP? Listen and see what you think. Hey, Luna. See if you can hear that.
well, we ended up getting there, and we start off with cameras that we. And well, we ended up getting there, and we start off with cameras.
You guys.
Yes. And well, we ended up getting there, and we start off with cameras that we experienced.
Wow.
We have some stationary cameras set up through the area of the hangar and their museum. And at one time, we had one camera was just tipped on this counter. Harley goes in there and fixes that. And we started ready to get going on our investigation and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, another camera went down. This one was on the floor. And so I walked back there, I pick it up, I put it back on this cabinet, far enough back that even if it was a tip, it would stay on the cabinet. And so I had it set up, and I knew I had it really secure. And I started walking back to the monitors, which you go through a little maze through this museum. And I heard
has their logo on the
camera hit
back?
the ground. And of course, I say, oh my God, I can't believe.
Oh, I thought
that.
I didn't see the vest.
Well, yeah.
This is
You
shot
can't
very
hear what I
like
said.
dark.
We'll infer.
Like it
Right,
has really
but,
inky,
So I
rich
go back, and it is on the
blacks.
ground. And so I picked that up, and I put it back up. And we head back to the room and look at the cameras. Everything's good. And as the night went on, I was thinking, we gotta energize this place because
You don't
it
know
took
if
a
you
lot of
believe in
energy.
ghosts.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
fair.
years
We
to do
appreciate
that
your
stuff.
honesty.
So
Luna.
we use another
A lot of
technique
people
to
would
save
just
our
bullshit
batteries
us.
on our recorders and other devices that we use. Harley came up with the idea, and it works great. He has a taser, kicks out like 1,000,000 volts. We zapped that area. We just fed it with a lot of electricity and energy there. And then we actually caught something, trying to probably take care of one of our other cameras.
That was the first one we set up.
Yep.
I went in there, I set the...
So he has a taser, and how did he tase the area? He just turned it on and like waved it around?
Had the camera, I seen it was pushed over. It just
Steve
grabbed
looks
it,
like
went
just
right down.
incredible.
So I went in there and I picked it back
Before
up.
the bloat.
And I figured, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to brace this thing. I don't know what caused this. So
Sometimes he reminds me of Gollum, and sometimes he reminds me of like Timu Andrew Tate.
And I looked at it. It's fine. I walked back over, checked the monitor.
You don't believe in
Looked
anything
perfect, walked back
supernatural?
around there and walked away. Well, in the time that I had left to check the monitor and come back, our little spirit come back there was trying to knock that camera down again, and we have that on film.
So this first clip we have here is what you see, kind of.
This is just kind of a
happening
not
to the
great
camera.
outfit
it's like
for
literally right
Victoria,
in front of the lens of the
in
camera.
my
So
opinion.
that's what we're gonna show. And there's no audio on this clip, just so you know. Wow.
And you can clearly see that hand.
Yeah, that.
And then to the right
That's
of the
literally
screen, you
like
start
the
seeing the face. and-
Ghost shape. Sickly stone
Right
cold.
You could see as it made it swept towards the camera that the surface lightened up.
And on the other side of that cabinet that's there is a wall. So nothing can come out of that, no person, no anything.
Yeah.
That's a wall there. Like
So this was literally right in front of the camera lens.
Yes.
This was like you
Yes.
just got a camera sitting there, and this
Yeah.
happens right in front of it.
Yeah. And
So we now know who probably
What's his
was
name?
knocking
Stone
over
Cold
our
Steve
cameras.
who?
Oh.
Was that.
That was a culprit.
Yeah.
Oh, it
So
doesn't say.
somebody's up. Did you guys get any information about who the active person might be up there? Did anybody have any
Well,
theories
last
about
time
that?
they completely admitted that everything was caused by the carbon monoxide leak and the chimney leaks and the pipe leaks, but wouldn't acknowledge that that meant that their theories were wrong.
Well, we had a few. But
Duluth
there
Gilbert.
was a lot of them that came out with broken English.
Stone Cold
which
Steve Awful.
sounded like German accent. And
German
then,
accent.
We had one EVP that we had a British name. When he asked for a
EVP
name, it sounded
306,
British.
please.
And we asked a gentleman, I says, well, who's British around here that's working on these things? And he said, we got nobody British here. He says, come to think of it, he says, the spare motor for the PBY we got came out of South Africa from a British base. So apparently something was attached to that motor. That came back.
I wonder if he was talking
And
to that one guy
this
that
museum up
Cleo
there
Watts
has
knew.
artifacts from all of the Allied forces, so
Right.
that would obviously
Shaku
include
Tere.
British
Oh, yeah.
stuff too. So
Right.
Cool. So let's now. There's a couple of different buildings and stuff that you guys looked at, and this. Tell us about what we're going
Oh,
to
and
see in
Sheku
the second
Kande.
clip in
Don't
the
forget
main
about
hangar
Sheku
there.
Kande.
Okay, we.
The up.
Yep.
See,
we
whoever
had
says
another
we
camera
fuck with
set
your
in there.
memory. Did you see me
This
pull
is the
those
station
incredibly
Stationary
similar
camera.
names out of
And
my
actually,
brain
it's one
from
building we're in.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's
2
that
weeks ago?
section made up for the
Okay, gotcha.
museum. And
And that camera you set up was on a
You won't
stand,
see
up
Lalo.
ladder.
yeah, it was
able
way
to
up
pull
high.
anything like
We
that
placed this
off.
camera way up high. And just going through the video, we caught this. You'll
So
see
were
it.
you in the room?
No.
When you caught this, or were you in a separate?
Well, we could have been at that time. We could have been in the museum.
Okay.
We could have been, somewhere else.
So
in
this
that
is
area.
just what your
This is
camera-
just something that we caught after we see,
Yeah,
viewed
I
our
think he
cameras
does.
later.
Okay.
Oh, look, and he can
yeah,
combine
when
it in
we
like
can,
a.
Let's roll that second clip.
Does he gain a bonus to
It's
his
at the top of the
defense
screen, you'll see.
or something
Watch
when
the
he
top of the
aligns the
screen.
There it
tattoos?
comes.
Flashing.
There it is.
And it's moving. That's so weird.
And there it comes towards the camera.
Wouldn't you feel like a? Oh man,
Wow. That's wild.
We also with that particular night we had a thunderstorm going on.
Yeah,
so we
please
had a lot
stop
of, there was a lot
on
of
stop
electricity
bullying
in there.
Harley
Also, that's probably
online,
helping us
please.
out that night.
Really crazy EVPs that we're going to have to bring on in the future.
Okay.
We got to bring this back because they are unbelievable just to hear what, you know, the
He's
screaming.
like, listen, I'm going on TV.
and,
Can you make me a cool looking
like,
tattoo?
It sounded like gunfire in one of these EVPs. So in the future, I think we're going to be extending on this.
Oh,
I got to
okay.
tell you,
And,
man, if he
we'll be
would
able to
just
bring some of that in.
out of nowhere,
Second
just
was just playing
bring
the
down a
history,
real, just
you know,
hammer
what's
his
actually
hand down on
happening.
that
Hearing, like,
table,
a
man, that'd
recording.
really set things off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got a still picture coming up here, and this is the cases also have, in addition to allied artifacts and memorabilia in the museum, they also have Nazi memorabilia and
Oh
artifacts.
boy,
Right, and
in the
then
museum.
none are divided. They're just
Harley's
all
gliding up when he
order.
hears
So you
that.
can see British, American. They got
Purely
Canadian. It's
humorous,
worldwide.
Harley.
And then we have the Nazis is located in that
Just a
space
prank,
all
bro.
on the left half down, and we're
Harley
referring
looks
to
like a
that ring.
closet bird watcher. What do you mean
Okay.
by that?
Well, that ring
Like that
was
he
the
watches birds, but he doesn't tell
let's see,
people,
it's a
or that
Viking
like he
squadron.
he likes to watch things
and
from
they
a
were in
closet.
charge of the concentration camps.
Oh boy!
And
Can we ever get away?
as we were told,
This seems to be a recurring theme for me too on my streams, is like surprise World War II content.
they were made from the silver of the Jews' teeth.
Oh my god, dude, Harley, come
So
on,
it's
bro.
It's a pretty crazy thing.
I'm
Rick
trying to
experienced
wake and
something there
bake here,
that-
dude.
Yeah, you never see Rick, ever come down to a point where he just has to get out of there for a reason. In this particular case, he felt like he was surrounded by 100 people, just enclosed in that area, in that room.
It was totally claustrophobic, and I was the only one in the room, and
Oh,
like
he's
Harley
ashamed
says,
of
I
it
don't
because of his tough
leave rooms,
persona.
but I just told him I gotta get out of here. You know, the
Mark
feeling that I was
Brillo
going
hooked
through.
up
I
with
can't
this
imagine
lady,
the kind
Victoria.
of negative energy that's attached to an object
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Doubt.
made out of
Right.
I don't think she's his.
yeah, that's
he's her
just
type.
too awful. Let's show that still if we can. And this is the ring. You can see that
Oh boy, look at the.
they've
Did you see the name of the file?
co-opted this still if we can. And this is the ring.
003 Nazi ring.jpg. Oh my god, look at this ring. Commemorative Air Force.
You can see that they've co-opted this image. This
Yeah,
Viking
exactly.
image, which
Pretty
is
much
really
everything we watch has like a sudden Holocaust reference or Nazi reference. Even the Thorpes had that weird little period where they were learning German and German quote unquote culture.
interesting.
Yeah, the surprise
You see the
Nuremberg
swastika
trial
on there,
people.
though.
Yeah. And this was the squadron that was specifically in charge of concentration camps. And so, yeah, there's some powerful negative.
So this is literally a ring that was given to the people who were the Air Force that like patrolled concentration camps.
energy attached to something like that. I'm not surprised that you felt
Oh, yeah.
weird about that.
Harley's like, oh, I'm sorry, no, that's
So,
from my personal collection.
The next clip we have, let's set this up a little bit for people because this is your gal Sammy, who is a psychic medium, and she sort of reacts to something that she doesn't see, and so when you see her react to it, it's something that the camera sees, but she doesn't. She's not seeing at the moment, but she feels something.
What if when Harley lined up
She's
his
also in that
tats, they
German
started
ring, we call it the
glowing and then
German ring,
like
that's
turning
what that ring
orange,
is.
like the ring in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, in reference to that ring also, Rick, that is where once she plays this,
Yeah,
she'll
the
be
whole
able
that
to-
whole story behind it it's so weird.
Well, do we have?
Is this not okay? I guess too. Like, is this Nazi museum inside of the hangar?
EVP on that?
Since it's like an Air Force
yes, we do.
thing.
Yes, we do. After
Okay.
that comes after
yeah.
the clip of Sammy.
And we've got that on recording. Okay.
So let's roll that clip number 5 there. that
No,
you-
Sammy
right
isn't
there.
Mrs. O, is she? Or the same as Madam O? What was the Lady O?
Yeah, and there's no audio here also, but she's right by this case with the
Boy,
ring.
they knew exactly what they were doing with this clip. Shame on
Recording right on
them.
the table right behind her.
Yep, that thing, she was shaking her,
You see
feeling
her
something,
react
touching her.
to that orb, but which she doesn't see, but you can see her kind of shift and move. Interesting.
Yeah, the
Harley's
recorder
got his
was
glasses
directly
on for
behind her
the
on that
to
table.
watch
You
the
could see her
clip.
papers on there, and there was a recorder. That's where we got the EVP that follows this.
Oh, okay.
So,
Now, you guys were. How long were you at this place? How long were you up there? Would you say?
6 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, 6, 7 hours.
There's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
You're telling
it's
me
it's
that
all
you're
one huge
surprised that the
building, but
guys
there's
who
parts of it,
thought
part
that
of
those
it that's kinda
weird
set aside for this museum.
connect glitches were proof of the
They have
supernatural
dividing
might
walls
not
in there and
know
stuff, different rooms
history?
they made.
Okay.
So,
But it's basically all one
It all
huge
is one, yeah.
space. It's all this 1948 hangar, right?
Yes.
So, just quick to tell folks, do you guys know what was this hangar used? Was this an active hangar in 1948?
yes, it was. It was used for if the Air Force was about that time or not, if it was Army Air Corps, I'm not exactly positive.
Right.
But there was base there. They did work on planes there.
Okay.
And of course, later in the years, it would turn into an Air Force base, and now it's combined Army Air Force with the National Guard type thing going on there.
Yeah.
So
And also
What a monumental
a
waste
lot
of
of the
time.
stuff
True.
that was in this hangar has been moved out of the
Also,
hangar
that
now,
we
correct?
would have to
Correct.
look at a Nazi
yeah, they
ring.
had to vacate
.jpg.
and go to another facility, and it's over in Superior right now. That's where their aircraft is and the work that they're doing. They do have some things there, but the majority of their stuff now is at the Bong Memorial.
Okay.
You can go there. You can see the ring is there. Goering's lap warmer, his wife's mink coat, and
What? I mean, whatever. I guess it's history's history. I want to preserve weird stuff too, but like, do we need Goering's wife's fur coat? Like that just seems kind of weird.
all kinds of memorabilia, all kinds of.
Vinny posted a new video of going to the Reading Rainbow Library, and it was in 8K. I noticed.
Uniforms from the different from
The
American
thumbnail
on
is a
down
really
through
awkward
Nazis
picture of
and
his
everything.
So
dad,
you
which
can
I
see
always like.
the stuff at the Bong Museum now.
Right.
The
right.
stuff that was in this hangar.
Yeah. There's a few things that I know there's some Smithsonians are trying to get from them, but they're not parting with it.
Okay.
You know, that's all like, you know, Goering's personal article, you know.
Goering's
That was
wife's fur
Hitler's
coat.
right-hand man. And with there's the uniforms. I get a real bang on the uniforms because, you know, normally you see uniforms that are green or brown or whatever else. And some of them dress uniforms that the Nazis wore, the flyers, I can't pronounce it, but they were white or an off-white. So it's just amazing how what they had worn in their time and what they were used to representing themselves. So.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think now you're going to have to? Okay. So how long do you think it'll be? Do you think you're going to get a call from the Bong saying, you know?
I doubt it.
No.
I don't know.
So you think taking it out of that environment where
It'll eventually create something. Something will happen. It will happen. It just
It
might
may
take
have
time.
already happened.
Yeah.
Billy Corgan has a
It's
bunch
just
of
some
weird
people
antiques.
Don't want to call people that haven't investigated. They want to make something out of it, so
yeah.
they'll just deal with it.
Okay. All right. So the next thing we have is an EVP, and this follows
Harvey.
directly on
Harley.
the shot that we just saw, right? With
Yes.
Sammy.
Yes.
So
Yeah, did you
why don't
notice
guys
he really came to life when he was describing all these Nazi stories?
give a little background on that?
But she asked a question about the ring. As far as for the answer that was given,
We may have been wrong with the answer because
Yeah.
you said
We heard two different things.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys heard one thing. Liz and I, one of the other employees here at PACT, we listened to it. We heard a different thing. We heard the word sorry. And you guys heard
So
what?
So what?
So, hey guys, if you're out there listening to this, you know, hey, don't be afraid to take a stab at it.
Yeah, chime in. And chime in on our Facebook page. I'll put up the question later in the video. So yeah,
It
tell us
took
what your vote
6
is. So
years
what
before
or
someone
sorry?
commented, and it was
Play
about
that EVP when
EFD.
we can.
All right, this one here was in the German room, and Sammy was asking questions, and
Also, don't judge me if you saw over in my previously watched that I watch a lot of Mortal Kombat theme remixes.
In the cabinet
I'm not ashamed
was
of
this
it.
ring, and she was talking about that. So here, I'll let you hear this.
Is there something special about this ring?
Well, allow me to chime in. I don't hear anything at all. I don't hear any words, let alone words that you could like make out. There's a sound.
Sorry in there when it's slow.
And it could be sorry, yeah.
So yeah, the jury's still out. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, it definitely could be either. I can hear that it could be so what too. But if you think about the context there,
Yes, yeah.
it seems like it's possible that it could be
EVP
sorry.
306. If you
I don't
listen
know. We'll see what
closely,
folks say
Harley,
on
I think you
Facebook.
can hear it say
We'll run that one up the flagpole online.
306.
See who gets the
Interesting to
most
see what
votes.
people here.
Yeah.
The next EVP.
You hear a door
is
shutting,
Ron
wings
was
as
on the
chair
investigation
squeaking.
with us, and there's a helmet that's located in one of those cases. It kind of reminds me.
Do any of you guys watch Wings clips from that guy, Wings of Sigma? I love his intro. It's like so upbeat and happy.
The question, I don't know if he was near that or not, but it looked like something got pierced it, and I guess the individual did die. But
I started thinking of the
Was that
chair
an Allied
squeaking, and then that made
helmet,
me
or-
think of the Wings of
A
Sigma
Nazi.
intro.
Okay.
And Ron asked the question. It's pretty basic and simple. How did you die? And listen to the response.
Okay. Well, let's play that EVP when we can.
All right, this one here, Ron, one of our investigators, was asking a question, and we got a response. What we're going to do is play this at normal speed till we get to that point, and then we're going to slow down that section because it comes in a lot more clear. So here we go. Okay.
How did you die?
Grenade.
And that's clear.
Yeah, that sure sounds like grenade.
Grenade.
Again, that was in that German room.
This is this
You know,
is
we got a lot
really
of
out
stuff in
there.
That German room was very active.
So,
I'll
So,
be
yeah,
real. When I wanted to do a deep dive on this, I thought my absolute ceiling for expectations, as far as like that it could be the best I could hope for, was that there'd be someone on there that was like really like delusional about it, and that like that might be enough to carry it. But I thought we'd be lucky to get that. I mean, this is Twin Ports Paranormal. I think is definitely coming through.
and this is, but all the stuff's
You
together,
heard a
right?
fart.
All the Allied stuff.
We'd have
and
to
all
get
the Nazi
ATF
stuff.
media for that.
It's in cases together.
See, like they just in one room they had the Japanese room that was all segregated from the other side, and the other
Oh
side.
boy,
they had
now he's
all the
talking
planes
about
and they had,
segregation.
Canadian uniform.
Sure.
And then when you go into the, they did have other military uniforms through the pathways, but this one here, the case itself with the ring, they had all the Allied hats and stuff and memorabilia on one side of the case, and the other one was Nazi. It was on the left side of the case, and there's no plate in between them. There's absolutely nothing blocking that little system.
Right.
So when we get to that next EVP, we were in the next room. We were over by the Japanese room, and we were talking amongst ourselves. You could hear us rattling over there, like whatever. But you'll hear what this voice has to say, and it sounds American.
So you think this is an American responding to being
in the case
with the
because
Nazi
that
stuff?
case. Remember what I said about where Stephanie was? The recorder was right behind her. That's the same recorder that we caught this on.
Okay, and you guys are in a kind of in a different area.
Just a
with
little
different area,
ways
yeah.
away, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's play that last clip if we have that one.
Okay, we were in the hangar area, and we're discussing some things as usual. And out of the German room,
I love how this guy they do this. It's so like ghetto, but it's so great too. It really reminds me of the Heathen. Like I can see him being like, "Oh guys, thanks for tuning in. Listen, man, this guy was hanging out in my yard last night. Take a look at this video," and then turn his camera toward that giant TV.
which is on the other side of the wall, we got a response Actually, we were told something, so I'm gonna let it play through. So just hang on.
Listen to this, guys.
Wow. That seems really clear to me.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
You've got
but
a
you
lot of-
heard an American soldier crying out for help, and now you're on TV laughing about it? No wonder this show only lasted 16
clear
episodes.
EVPs, good Class A's, and you could tell it's from different countries and different things that have happened. In the future, we'd like to bring some of the stuff out.
There's so much
There
that we
is.
got out of this place that, you know,
So you've
this
got-
is nothing compared to what
You've got
we've
lots
done.
more clips
Yeah.
of your time.
We have
We could
many
probably-
more
we could probably do an
JPEGs
hour
of
and a
Nazi
half.
artifacts.
on
Yeah.
this, just that hangar alone.
Yeah.
Wow, and you guys were there. Ron was there. Sammy was there. Kind of had your whole team.
Steve hadn't joined us quite yet at that time.
Oh, that was
wasn't there.
that was pre-Steve.
He should have
okay.
been there.
He's nor
He
a
should have
founder
been.
nor a
He'd have put
co-founder.
on something.
Yeah, Steve is the magnet.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they, just so you know, I don't know, just so our audience knows,
Steve
they
is
sent
the
Steve
magnet.
into a place first by
Along
himself.
with Sammy, if,
Yeah.
if she's with us at the moment.
With
Yeah.
Sammy, if she's there, and they just go through and kind of try to find the hot spots and kind of
A
Oh,
lot of
I
times,
bet he's trying to find
Sammy and I
Sammy's
can
hot
actually
spot.
validate what each other are feeling. You know, I'll feel it, I'll sense it. Sammy will actually hear it or know what's around. So we validate each other.
Wow.
Steve's
It's
the
a lot of
magnet.
Okay, so we may have a follow-up to this episode because apparently a lot happened up at this hangar.
I believe it would fit, and we
Yeah.
did. It would, because there was just with the quantity of everything that we've got and the
quantity.
way they had everything all just with the quantity of everything that we've got and the way they had everything all organized in there, and where we were getting things, like I said with the last EVP, we're in
I
the
know,
next room,
Randy.
you barely
All they
hear us
discovered
talking,
was the
but
JPEG
then
of a
you could hear
Nazi
that
ring.
voice.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's really got him
Yeah, this,
excited.
this is one of our earlier investigations
Get
too.
me
where
outta
we
here.
didn't have the handheld, so we do have other videos.
They're like, yeah, so he was an American soldier in the Nazi case, and he was crying out for help from the depths of hell, and now we're here. can we? Is there still any free coffee?
Of our stationary cameras,
Okay.
you know, without the sound.
Yeah.
But we have other things that could be seen.
Well, and I think it's really interesting that the taser thing that you guys do, which I think is that's a really interesting
Which
idea
again-
because you're actually pumping.
All he does is take the taser, turn it on, and just wave it around at nothing. I'm gonna lose it.
Yes.
Energy into a space.
And it also saves on our batteries. You know, we go
I think
through
I'm
a
being
lot of
possessed
batteries
by the
and
energy of
feeding it that
Methadone
way.
Clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not drying off.
they're
our
not
equipment.
drying so much off our equipment.
Interesting.
It was that taser. If we have an EVP with a that we can bring forward, we'll play it. It sounds like it's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
going off.
absolutely. Which to me, like, I totally get if you want a ghost hunting show, you want clips, and I do like the clips from the stuff. But like, to me, the draw of the show is like how self-important they are, you know. But that makes them like really Boyd to me.
Underwater,
Yeah.
like heavy water.
But it's been brought up multiple times by people in the comments, like, you know, that they wanted they just show the video and talk at the end.
like a acid, just a garbling.
What did the one guy say it was
So
choppy?
you'll hear it on there the next time, and it's first time we heard it. Rick was saying, "What's that?"
Yeah.
That was the taser.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It makes a weird sound.
Weird sound.
Really.
Yeah.
So okay, we may have a follow-up on this episode
Yes.
later on.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just take a quick minute and talk about what do you guys think is going to be our next show here? What's going to be episode 5? Where are we going?
Oh, well, we're going back to the hangar for starters. That we'd like to get more of that out of the way so people could see.
Oh, can't
you know,
wait.
What kind of history?
Can you
that we
imagine?
housed in that building for so long. And as far as for the future,
You don't like the panel talk?
well, we've got some things lined up, and some local.
And remember, their views are down from 2,700 on episode 3 down to 369 on episode 4.
And that way we'll be able to
shoot it to
keep
me
filing
straight,
in.
Harley.
Still looking for
Harvey,
investigations, you know, in the future here.
name.
There are some things that are in process. Rick's found out some information.
Harvey Quinn
was working on something
along with Marty.
Yeah, along with Marty. So it's some of these investigations we like doing personal homes and helping them, but some of these things have gotten bigger than we imagined. So.
Okay.
It'll probably, eventually it's going to be one of the homes that we've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you think our next episode? Are you saying our next one is going to be more hangar stuff, or are you going to go somewhere else first?
I think it would probably be a good idea to catch up on the hangar.
I think so. I think we should, we can get this hangar complete.
Listen to the passion they have for going back to the hangar when literally 90% of their audience noped out on the hangar content, and now they're already committing to an immediate return to the hangar. I think that's the problem. If the hangar is really that good, give it a rest, get the bad taste out of everybody's mouth from this episode, and then come back to it, a few episodes down the road.
Out of the way, and then we'll move on to probably one of our homes that we've
So we
done.
might have part 2 of the airport hangar, 1948 commemorative hangar. But next, and then after that, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
And to all the guys down there at the commemorative hangar and all they're trying to do for these airplanes and people that come in to enjoy their memorabilia.
Come in and enjoy this ring of a supposed plane that patrolled a concentration camp, everybody.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for episode 4. I'm Victoria Main. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. It is way jankier than I even expected. I thought, yeah, they're just in like a room, big old room somewhere. Interesting. I thought they were on like a real like studio set. All right, I don't have enough time to watch another full episode, but we have to watch the Savvy Guy breathing video. Okay, here we go. Oh man, this is absolute gold. See you later, Dave. You believe in them less now? Sorry, I had to compose myself. I don't know. It seems like he's always... The room always looks the same to me, but it could be a different room. You thought it was over, didn't you? Yes, I did see it. Oh my god, that's my favorite part. The shack is the genie dance. It does seem like a kind of like a hotel room. This was actually Savvy Guy celebrating keeping his place at the top of the Boyd Watch Power Rankings for the week of October the 20th. Let's be real. Unless Savvy Guy really fumbled somehow, I don't see anyone ever dethroning the king. I mean, Savvy Guy's content it just skyrockets. It just gets better and better and better. Yeah, Geronimo by Chris Brown. The Buffalo Bill move. Oh my god.
That's a nice track by Chris Brown. Make sure you check out Geronimo. Leave your comments, rate, and subscribe.
Man, what a powerful statement. No, this was Geronimo. Amazing. Like what if who else? Let's look at the comments. Hey, let the man have fun. This is what most of us need in this mediocre life. Damn, those Asian ladies looked after him. They did something to him. Old Kielbasa. We need Incels Got Talent for us. Well, this is pretty positive overall, I think. Yeah, I think that's kind of surprising. Normally, the people really bag on him during these videos. Oh my gosh. I did see that Luke West quit YouTube, which is funny because if you really want to quit YouTube, why would you make like a video announcing that you're leaving YouTube? Why wouldn't you just leave YouTube? Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I think he'll be back. I don't know how much of his content he'll ever put back up again, but it's his content, so I guess whatever he wants to heavy breathing. What's up, Vinny Sluggo? All right, I'm gonna go though. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. I think we really need to do some more I think we need to archive more of Jimmy's stuff because he is getting more strikes recently. So a lot of his content could be at risk, but I don't know 100% for sure what I'm gonna do. But I should be back tomorrow, I think. If not, I'll make a post about it. But thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.